Good morning, foolish mortals. It is a beautiful Monday morning, and we're here to build Lego. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everybody was hitting those targets for all the new clearance on collectibles and other toys. About 30% of their toy department seems to be on sale. Get out there and get some stuff for Christmas. Hide it away. Put it somewhere, put it in the garage. There's dolls, there's Barbie, there's Lego, there's puzzles, games, action figures, die cast, all kinds of stuff on sale. So get out there, grab some of that stuff because they can't put the new stuff out until the old stuff is gone. I want to welcome everybody over on Twitch. If you're over there, please make a comment. Please follow, subscribe. Also, we're streaming on Facebook today. I'm not sure how that'll work. I do it randomly, but I wanted to be try it a little more this time. So also, if anybody wants to join us, the link is at the top should be at the top of both the Twitch page and the YouTube page. What up, G-Force? How you doing? Did it ever stop raining to let you mow yesterday? Let's see, I need to make sure. There we go. Just make sure everything's working. Go over to Facebook for a sec, see if that's working. We are, of course, playing Feeding the Ducks. Really? There we go. So if you are over on Facebook, you can do a little thing there too. All right, let's get back over to the real page. Rolando, how you doing? JT, what's up? As the normal crowd comes shuffling in, as they say. It's supposed to be almost 90 and sunny today here, so we have had a lot of rain, but it's going to dry this out today. So I'm going to have to actually water the lawn for the first time this year, probably this evening. Okay. Well, if you didn't see the thumbnail or read the description, today's set is the house from Encanto. I don't know anything about this movie except that we don't talk about Bruno. And oddly enough, I've heard all the songs, but I don't have any idea what the plot is really, except it's a magical house and they're a magical family. And for some reason, one of the girls doesn't have magic. So that's all I know about it. I know it did really well at the theater. They're working on a sequel, of course, as Disney does. They're also working on changing some stuff over at the parks for Coco and Encanto. So that'll be cool. They should have a little area like that. They can do Saludos Amigos and the three amigos. And, there's a whole bunch of Latino stuff they could put in there. That'd be cool. All right, what else we got going on? I think that's really about it. If you've been watching last week, we were building the Rivendell set. I have one bag left. I'm on bag 14, and I will finish that this week and do a whole connected video of it. But it's still behind me. This is the piece I was working on for the past couple of days, and then this is hard to do. The other pieces are over here, so it all connects together. We'll get that together, get a good video out later. I also want to get a video out for the clearance I bought at Target. A whole bunch of trading cards I need to get open. I got some Funko stuff from GameStop on clearance. So I wanted to go over that. Those will all be normal videos, just dropped during the week at some point. That's about it. So this week is going to be Disney. And let me flip the camera around and we'll start building. Okay, hope that's a good view for everybody. Oh, and today's shirt is the Teen Angels from Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels. I've spent money on my lawn trying to get it to grow back. I had some huge dead spots because of some fungus that came and got into the neighbor's lawn and then came to my lawn. So I would like to keep it nice. I would actually prefer to xeriscape, which is going through and getting rid of 90% of my grass. Okay, so there are 5 bags. I've separated out the first 2 just because I thought they were both relatively decent size, and I don't want to have to do another one. So okay, well, that's got to be a first. This is an accordion. I don't think I've ever seen a Lego accordion. And it is kind of a Friends set, which I hate because I absolutely despise these figures. But they'll eventually get her a real minifig. But for now, that's pretty cool. She doesn't stand up worth anything, and she doesn't have any pegs in her feet for me to put her on a normal holder. This should be a relatively quick build. I've needed something quick over the past week. I've basically been working on Lego anywhere up to 6 hours a day trying to do that Rivendell set, and man, my eyes get tired and I've been relatively grouchy, although thankfully there's nobody here to notice my grouchiness. My housemates, guests, whatever you want to call them, left yesterday. So I had the house to myself and I relaxed, played a little Diablo. Yeah, see, I wish I didn't have a lawn. Because I'm not the biggest environmentalist in the world, but I do think that big lawns, I don't have a huge lawn. Where'd those go? There it is. But it's big enough that it uses a lot of water, and here we're just pulling out of a drought. We have had a very, very wet winter and spring, and so we can water a little bit. And in fact, the mountains just got some snow the other day because it was so cold. has a topper. Lawn chat. Well, and I got getting rid of those the weeds I do have. I got a nice big bag of salt, and we're going to do it the Roman way. We are going to salt the earth so nothing will ever grow there again. What's bad is it's a rocky area, but it was put down probably in the 80s, so the little plastic thing that's underneath them has eroded away. So now it just kind of, weeds come up it all the time, and I just don't have the money. It costs, I had looked into, it would have cost about $14,000 to have all the rock removed, the plastic liner put back down, and then more rock put across. And I'm just not going to waste that money on a lawn. You know, if it wants to die, then but I need to be able to sell my house at some point. You can't sell a house that's, you know, clearly had a lawn. I may slowly, piece by piece, try and add rock. I've done that to the front of the house where I've just added some white rock and stuff underneath my windows and things, which I think turned out really nice. But okay. We are, of course, feeding the ducks today. I really wish you could just play music in the background. I'm not going to make any money anyway. You know, people have been nice recently and dropped some super chats and stuff, but you know, you don't get paid out on those until you reach a certain threshold. After that, they just keep all the money. Okay. I guess you can do some of that over on Twitch. You know. A strawberry? My old house had shrubs, and oh my god, I hated them. Mostly because I lost my train of thought. Oh, the spiders. I am not a spider person. And it just, yeah. And it's not that I have anything personal against the spiders. I know they're helpful and I know they do stuff, but they also like to hide in small little corners and pop out and go, ha ha, when I'm doing things like showering or going to the bathroom or just sitting in my living room, and they decide to run across the floor directly at me. Plus, yeah, exactly. I don't want to intrude. I need something decent for Sugar Bush to hide in. Trying something new for weight loss. I'm cutting myself for the moment to 1 meal a day. So I'm replacing 2 meals a day with this. Got a lot of protein, almost no sugar, no carbs. I need to lose like 100 pounds this year. And it ain't going to happen. I don't really work on it. So if these people, do their feet actually fit in these? Oh, they do. Okay. That's cool. All right, then I won't complain about that. I hereby withdraw my complaint about the Friends things. I still hate the look of them, but what's up? Oh man, I'm so tired of the Rivendell set. I had to stop. I have to go on to something else that I can accomplish in a day. And that's this, the Encanto house. So that's what we're working on today. I'm going to go out for a little run later. Not literally. But checking Targets and stuff, seeing if they have anything else new on clearance, or Walmart has also started marking down some stuff. Walmart stuff is never good usually on their clearances. They don't carry stuff I care about anymore, but they do have they've been marking Lego down. Yeah, I've been frustrated that there's a couple pieces on it that, the build itself hasn't been horrible, but some of it's very tedious, and some of it just, they just would not hold together properly. There's this desk. Oh my god, it must take me almost a half hour to get it done right. I am going to buy a small little thing of super glue today, because that desk is never going to move again. I don't care who gets this set when I'm dead. They can fuck right off. So I did put up a poll on YouTube saying, do you think 5 days a week of these streams is too much, or do you care? Well, according to Super John, they were going to change them all over to this stupid thing, which is just dumb. Their legs don't bend. They've been, I don't know. I just dumb. And now they're slowly replacing all the Disney minifigs, the Friends ones, with real minifigs. But of course, they're making us buy those again. Nice. Oh, cool. It's a little family tree. Again, I have not seen this movie. I have heard all the songs because Disney Plus did a concert of it, which was cool. They did one of that and one for Coco, and those were really enjoyable to watch, even though I have seen Coco, because, you know, they need to rip your heart out. There we go. Okay. Stop every so often. Catch up on the chat if I need to. Also, excuse me. I've been thinking about moving this to later in the day, because so many people can't come because they're at work. Ah, there it is. So I don't know when I'm thinking of moving it. Like, would it work later in the afternoon? Or there we go. Ah, yay! Like noon. The thing is I don't. If I'm going to continue to do these every day, then I don't want to lose every single day just doing Lego. And in a couple hour stream, if I start at noon, then it's 2. Then I can't get anything accomplished during the rest of the day. Oh, oops, I grabbed the wrong pieces. Like, I know John, it's what is it, 9:30, so that makes it 11:30 his time. So, you know, he's still working, and Rum is still working. Of course, Rum will be off shortly. You should buy a whole bunch of small sets and come play with me. I'm actually going to send a couple sets to a friend. I would like her to come and join us sometime. All right, I'm going to put these. They don't have doors. I suppose these are just for the next level. Oh, that's pretty. And what's funny is I do actually have a couple of these Disney princess sets, which I still maintain would sell incredibly better if they were actually minifigs. But, you know, not going to have a Vern rant over that. Oops. There we go. Oops. Yeah. I'm thinking about moving it to 10. It's a... Oh, I forgot I have a ceiling fan on. I'm like, what's moving that? Ghosts. I'm thinking about moving it to 10, which would be 5 p.m. your time. But if I'm going to do them every day, I don't want to go out at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to do hunting, because by then most everything is gone. That sucked. I saw that thing fall. You suck. Okay. And these. All right, now these go here. Oh yeah, they are, because this is how second stories attach in Lego. I should have known that. Yeah, that's coming along cool. What's the front look like? Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I bet you they'll have. I wonder what those are for. Okay. You know, Lego, I know that these are technically kids sets, but you don't need to make an entire page just for those two pieces. It is a very colorful house. They're going to have me do that anyway. I'll go ahead and do it in the order that they're asking me to do it. Red one. There we go. Son of a beach. I'll take that apart in a minute. It looks really nice. What's up, Tim? The Supreme Ruler is in the house. Tim, I don't know how you do it. You stay up so late with your streams. Well, you're young. I actually probably used to do the same thing when I was a kid. All right. This goes red. Ah, wrong piece. This. Red, brown. Oops. And then where those little wingies go? Here's a wing. I like that. That's key. Mr. Peaky. As always, if anybody wants to join, it should be at the top. I am just building away. So what I will do is for this week, I will leave the stream exactly as it is at 9. And I'll start telling people it's going to move to 10 my time. And then we'll see about whether or not we're going to continue doing 5 days a week or whatever later. Because next week is going to be another large set. I have not decided which one yet. And I had thought about leaving it up to a community poll on YouTube. So we'll see. Is that something you guys would like to do? Would you like to vote on the next big set I start? Now, depending on what that set is, it may get split over a couple week period. So, like, I have now decided that when I build the Titanic, I'm going to build it in, it already comes in 3 pieces to build. And then you combine all 3 pieces together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the first piece 1 week, then go back to normal sets. Then did I do this wrong? Oh, I don't think I care. There we go. And then the following week do the centerpiece of the Titanic, and then bottom. Same with this huge medical frigate thing I've got. That's going to end up being so big, it's 6,000 pieces. Now, the ones that are only about 3,000 pieces, I think I can probably still do in 5 streams. But we'll see. I've got some really big house sets for my Harry Potter stuff. Let's go up. Whatever. I have the huge Lion Knights set. I've got the Indiana Jones set, the big one. I've got the Rebel medical frigate. I've got 2 big Diagon Alley type pieces, and of course the Titanic. And I've got some other stuff coming if it shows up. I don't want to give it away in case I get screwed on it. Oops. Brown. I thought I had one left. Wow. That is unlike them. I'm actually missing a piece. I will go dig for that later. I'm sure it's around somewhere. What's up?
Hey, Ghosty.
How you doing?
Are we feeding the ducks again?
We are feeding the ducks, baby.
Nice. Before I jump on for a bit.
I appreciate that. I can always use somebody to talk to. Oh, that's awesome. It comes with a little drawer that goes in and out. And then they gave us silverware to put in it. A whole bunch of forks.
Fork.
Fork. Dirty shooty shooty doo dirty shooty pork pork pork. It's the world's smallest kitchen.
Did you finish the Rivendell set Sunday?
I did not. I have one bag left. Bag 14, which seems to be a lot of a little bit of the floor, and then the stuff that attaches that roof I built the other day.
Oh, right, okay.
So it'll probably be a short build. I'm not even going to do that on stream. I'm going to finish it, and then I will go through and I'll do a little video tour of it for the normal channel. Today is Encanto. If you have,
I see the Madrigal house.
Yeah. Don't know anything about it, but
To be honest, I'm not a big fan of like the Disney animated films, like I was when I was a kid. But I did quite enjoy Encanto.
Yeah. I really liked Coco, and I assume I will enjoy this as well. I do like all the songs. Songs are very catchy.
They are.
Of course, they're all done by Lin-Manuel, aren't they?
Yeah, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
So,
yeah.
apart from
any kind of music, music he does is just amazing. So,
well, I don't know. Those god-awful new songs he did for Little Mermaid.
Oh, I haven't seen that, so.
Ugh. It's bad.
Oh, is it?
They scuttle this horrible rapping song called That's the Scuttlebutt.
Right.
It's awful.
Did you hear about the Flash movie? So, apparently it's gonna lose Warner Brothers almost $200 million in revenue. It was a $450 million budget.
Yeah.
It's not going to hit budget. It's not
Well,
going to.
it was another one of those movies that was shot during COVID and got delayed really badly, and then they had to do a whole bunch of reshoots for it. Then obviously,
Then they delayed it because of everything that went on with Ezra Miller at the time. They delayed it for a bit.
Technically, that movie was supposed to be out last summer.
Yes, it was.
And then I still think they should have just cut their losses and gotten rid of it.
Yeah, they should have shelved it. They should have just thrown it into a vault somewhere and forgot about it and just left it to be forgotten about. No one would have cared.
I would have felt bad for like Spin Master and McFarlane, who were making, stuff for it, and then suddenly had to. I don't know what they would have probably done. I guess they would have clearanced it out. What an interesting idea. So see this piece here? This is a hat for a miner.
Yeah.
And they're using it as the speaker for a record player.
Honestly,
I love when they do stuff like that.
I love it when they go because, like, for the Ghostbusters Ecto 1, they used lightsaber hilts for some of it.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think there was lightsaber hilts. There was clear heads they use in sets. I love it when they go reuse molds for stuff like that. Like,
the Rivendell set has all those chairs that fold out, and the backs of them are popsicles.
Oh, it is really cool how Lego do it. Like, I suppose it saves them having to make a new mold for things.
Yeah, John, you're right. They should have. Grant was a much better.
No, I think Grant Gustin was a brilliant TV show Flash. I don't think it would have done any better with him in the movie Flash.
It wouldn't have, it might have done better just because you didn't have,
it might have stopped the whole controversy of people not going to see it because of Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
But I still don't think it would have
I still think a lot of the people didn't go see it because basically James Gunn said don't bother.
Yeah, because this has no effect on his
vision.
His DC. Like, the first DC film in his, like, that he's taken over and that he's making this whole universe up is Blue Beetle, I believe.
No, it's Blue Beetle. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Blue Beetle is the first DC film in this new, like, type,
whatever they're calling it,
universe they're doing. This is going to be the start of it. Which, okay, they're using a pretty obscure character. They're doing something that hasn't been done in live action before with Blue Beetle. Like, we've never seen Blue Beetle in live action. So it might work out for them. But is it?
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's be honest, DC are too far behind Marvel now to get into the comic book movie franchise.
I almost think it would have been better if DC would have just released like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman-ish movies, ignored the rest, and done all those for like Max or a television series.
Yeah.
Because TV is really where DC has done so well.
I've always said this. DC make really good TV shows and really good animated movies.
Mm-hmm.
And where Marvel does well is in the live action movies.
Yeah.
And all right, I'm going to be honest, some of the Disney Plus shows aren't great, but they are still helping them foundation for the universe that they're creating in the MCU.
Yeah.
So, like, they're still helping to bring in connecting storylines, new characters, and honestly, it's a great way to introduce new characters that will feature on in future films, like Miss Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a great way to introduce Kamala Khan. It was a great way to introduce Kate Bishop and to bring Kingpin back. Like,
I don't think it was a bright idea to add Echo into it though, because they're already.
I wish they would have saved Echo for the Daredevil show.
Yeah,
it would have made more sense. They could have just featured her slightly, but her being like one of the main characters was a slight mistake on their part. But the reason why
apparently, from what people are saying, they were going to just shelve the Echo show altogether, but apparently it ties too much in, so they can't get rid of it.
Yeah, it's still set to come out this year.
And they're not going to do it weekly. They're going to dump it all at once.
Yeah, they're just going to throw all the episodes on at once. I don't know if I like that. I like the week. I like the waiting a week.
Okay, that's too many. I don't like when I finish things and there are a whole bunch of extra pieces.
I am a massive fan of binge watching. I binge watch a lot of stuff when it comes out on Netflix.
Yeah.
That's looking good. Is it the full house, or is it just like the front?
No, it's the full house. This is the first level, and then it looks like bag 3 is going to be an upper level.
Does it do like the back and like the side walls as well, or?
No. Well, no, they're windows. I don't know. The picture on the box wasn't very good.
No, that's what because if it's the full house, we've got all the side walls, the roof, the back. I could grab it and feature it in my city. Like it'd be a building to put into my city. Like I could put like a few houses around it as well.
Yeah.
And make it into like a little like housing area in the city.
It's it's really just got the back. And it's
so it's kind of like it's cut in half type thing.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't mind. I would prefer if they did like the bookend ones.
Yeah.
Where you just open it like that and then close it back up.
You can choose to have it open, or you can choose to have it closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course that doubles the piece count.
Because that's what's like the up house. Is that like cut open on the back as well?
I don't know. Hang on.
Because I'd love to have the up house feature in the city.
I think it's all complete.
Oh, now that's even more tempting.
No, it's cut in half too.
Oh, that's a deal breaker with me with these builds.
See, I think it should be think forward, and people are going to want to do that. They're going to want to. But of course, people like you or people who build cities and stuff, they're like, oh well, that'll take these pieces and they'll make it.
Lego surely know people make cities with their buildings. Surely.
Yeah. Well, they also know how many people just buy boxes and boxes of their pieces to do those cities.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, that's the thing. Like the Lego set that I've got, the like little Lego city set with the street light and the street light technician.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be going on like a pick-a-brick site and buying all of the pieces for the street lights, so I can put more street lights in throughout the city.
Yeah.
Because it'll have the parts numbers, so I'll be able to do that quite easily.
Well, I mean, I know Lego don't care because they don't need to, but why wouldn't they just sell like a pack of like 6 of those light sets, light poles?
Yeah.
And then you'd buy 2 or 3 of them or whatever, and you'd be done. But they don't. Hasbro finally figured out that people want to army build, and so they started making those packs, the army build packs.
Yeah, what I would love is for Hasbro to listen to the fans when it comes to the Power Rangers stuff.
Yeah.
And what they done with In Space Blue is they re-released him on his own with his glider.
Uh-huh.
And they re-released the In Space Silver with his like cycle. Just make an accessories pack for like that line. So like the In Space Rangers, you can buy a pack with all 5 of their gliders in. Because people aren't going to want to buy another figure just for that guide, just so they can get the gliders.
Yeah. Vern, unlike that other show, you are always welcome here. You can come build anytime. All are welcome. All are welcome.
I've got 2 Lego Minecraft sets down on my shelf that I don't know what I'm going to do with. I've built them. I just don't know what I'm doing with them now.
Yeah, because they don't fit in your city anywhere.
No. So I'm honestly thinking about, because they're all built, the only pieces that aren't there are the spare pieces you get in the set, and I'm half tempted to take them to a boot sale and just sell them.
Yeah.
Like, they were a fun little build. They took me like 10 minutes. But because I've tried to think, I keep looking at them and thinking, how can I fit them into my city? And I just can't think of anywhere.
Yeah. Vern, I was the same way. I watched 2 episodes of Willow and thought I'd go back, and now it's gone. So,
honestly, I never even saw. I've never seen the film.
The film is of its time.
So, would you say the film doesn't hold well to like now times?
Oh no, I think it does, because there's no. It's not effects. Well, there's a little bit of CG on it, but that was some of the first CG ever done.
Yeah.
And that bit is a little bit bad.
Okay. Like most films from that era.
Yeah. You know, when you go back and watch... there's hair. I don't know who this is. Stuff from that era. You know, when you go back and watch Tron... You know, Tron's still a great film, but it's very dated.
Yeah. Are they meant to be bringing out a Tron 3?
Yes. Yeah, they are actually working on Tron 3.
Thought so.
Which is a very surprising thing.
I didn't mind that second Tron. Was it Tron Legacy?
Yeah. I
didn't mind it.
It was not bad. It just, you know... I didn't feel like it went anywhere because it was obviously setting itself up for a third film.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like when movies do that, because you should have a self-contained story that allows you to make a sequel. But you don't have to make a sequel.
Unless obviously, like, you know, films that constantly connect, like Star Wars, Marvel, like stuff like that. But that's because it's a whole universe they're creating. They were always set out to make a whole universe, pretty much.
Yeah. I forgot those are on the floor, aren't they? Yep. Shoot. Oh well, I'll get that later. And I don't think Tron was ever going to be more than a couple films. The TV show was apparently really good.
There was a Tron TV show?
Yeah, there's an animated series, and it was supposedly really good. It's all about the war that happens after he leaves, I think.
Oh, what, after one?
No, after... It takes place either just before part 2 or just after part 2.
Oh, right, okay.
It's called Tron Revolutions, I think. And it was supposedly really good. I'm not sure if that's even on anything anymore, of course. All right, now they want another sticker. I've got to go get those stickers.
Okay, so just looking at the Tron timeline. So Tron takes place in 1982. Tron Betrayal takes place 1983 to 1989.
Is that a comic book series, or what is that?
Yeah. Tron Evolution takes place in 1989. Tron 2.0 takes place in 2003, and Tron Legacy is set in 2010.
Okay.
And there's a game called Tron Identity, which is a detective game set thousands of years after Tron Legacy.
That's interesting. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah. I forgot that was Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've used, I think it's Bricklink. Is the site I've used for parts before. I can't remember what I ordered from Bricklink, but I ordered some stuff.
Yeah. I've never actually bought, because I don't. That's not how I build. So,
I mean, it's great if you want to get, like, for me, for minifigs. It's great if I just want to get a couple more minifigures.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, that's what I use my Timo stuff for.
Yeah.
Is to get, because they'll sell you a bag like this one here I haven't put together yet, but this is just a bag of military dudes from the Revolutionary War, and it was $4, and I think there's 8 of them.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna take a look on Bricklink for some just like regular like citizens.
Yeah, yeah, and they've got like just policemen and just shop owners, and there was one for kids, and it was like 8 little kids. It was like cool.
As much as it's cool having all of these like Marvel characters and Marvel villains like having a massive like multiversal battle, I feel like having some regular citizens like running away from like the battle or like hiding in buildings would look quite good.
Yeah.
I've got quite a few like Marvel heroes, like different, like like multiversal variants of Marvel heroes. I've got a couple of Spider-Mans, I've got 2 Doctor Stranges, I've got a couple of Iron Man, Spider-Man, Thor, got a few Captain Americas, but I want to get some more like villains.
Yeah, that's another thing I've gotten a lot off of Temu of. Like I just got a whole set for the Moon Knight series, and there's like 5 or 6 of them in the set.
Yeah, because the Moon Knight minifigs aren't out yet, are they? Then aren't they in the next CMF?
Honestly, don't know. So much of that seems to you don't hear about it anymore. And then randomly I'll just get like 4 new videos dumped about this or that coming on. I'm like, oh, whoa, oh, cool. I mean, there's still rumors that there's going to be a Star Wars PAX.
Yeah, because I went to a gaming convention in March, and there was someone selling custom minifigures.
Yeah.
And I managed to pick up a Moon Knight one, which is this one here, and I managed to get myself a really nice Loki from like the first Avengers film with the staff in his orange helmet.
Yeah.
So like that was I was quite surprised. They had loads of like other Marvel characters, but I was kind of limiting myself on what I was spending.
Yeah. So this is that pack I bought. And it's, of course, got a Moon Knight.
That's more or less the same as what I've got here.
And then it's got a Mr. Moon Knight.
Yeah, there was a Mr. Knight there.
And then there's this one. And I think that's when she has the cloak. I'm not really sure.
Maybe.
And then there's one of her with her wings and all that. That looks cool. For no reason whatsoever, there's a Miss Marvel.
Okay. Yeah, Scarif, I think her hero.
And then there's the god.
Oh, Conchi.
And that was $5.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, I've got way too many minifigs now. I've actually had to buy these. I got 4 new ones of these.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
To display them all properly. Because I don't have a city like you, so I don't have anywhere to set them.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that until I got the Sanctum and the Daily Bugle.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, if I got those, then I'd contemplate doing something else too. Hey, Kat, what's up?
Hey, Kat.
Oh, David Warner was awesome. You want to see a good David Warner villain, apart from Tron and Star Trek VI, go watch Time After Time. Such a good movie. And he plays Jack the Ripper. And excellent. Most excellent.
What's that? Where did you
called Time After Time.
I don't think I've seen that.
You probably wouldn't have. It's Rodney McDowell. And no, not Rodney McDowell. Yeah, Rodney McDowell, and he plays H.G. Wells. And H.G. Wells actually invented a time machine in this movie. So let's see, this goes here, and he uses it, but at the same time the Ripper murders are happening in London, right. And the Ripper tags along with him on a ride, and then they end up in modern 1970s or 80s San Francisco.
Right.
And it's really well done. It was a really good kind of, I can't go there. Oh, there needs another one. Kind of a horror movie. It was a horror movie in the same way that it's more of a thriller than anything. Yeah. And they run into Andy McDowell, and Andy McDowell's working at a museum, and her and HG fall in love, of course, and then the Ripper wants to destroy her because he wants to go back, but then he actually finds that he enjoys the 70s because of the violence and everything that's here.
Yeah,
it was a good film. When I met both of them, I had them autograph a picture of the two of them. It was awesome. Okay.
So do you remember on the Lego studs a couple of weeks back, I was building figure stands for my Ranger figures.
Yeah.
So I didn't like how they sat on my shelving. I couldn't put a lot of, I had to reduce the amount of figures next to each other to fit the figure stands on. Because I've got all my figures kind of on those spice and herb stands you put in your kitchen cupboards, the steps.
Okay.
And I didn't like how the stands sat on the steps. It reduced the amount of figures I could have per step. Because I could fit about 5 figures per step. So then with the stands, I could only fit about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So I sat here today, took all the figures that I put on the stands and redone my museum wax.
Yeah.
And they seem to be standing absolutely fine. I got all the old museum wax off the bottoms of the figures and the stands, wiped the stands completely clean with, I got some isopuric alcohol solution, which I used for my 3D printing, and it got all the sticky residue from the wax off brilliantly. I've redone half of my figures, and they're standing a lot better now.
That's good.
So, but I solely recommend, if you're a figure collector and you want to stand your figures up without stand, this museum wax, you can get it on Amazon. It's really good. You actually put a small bit either on what you're placing your figures on or onto the bottom of the figures. But yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay. I think that's supposed to be a sewing machine. Okay. Oops. There we go. 7. Cool.
I'm back.
Come.
It's raining here in England.
I wish it was here. It's going to be. Last time I knew it was supposed to be in the mid-90s today, which is the first time we've had them this year.
I mean, it's still 20 degrees.
Yeah.
Which, it may not seem hot, but for us in the UK, like, between 20 and 30 is when it's quite hot.
Yeah. Well, and then it's just muggy and icky and...
Well, that's the thing. So, like, us over here in the UK have a different kind of heat to everyone else. Because it's just, it gets, just after a certain degree, it just gets humid.
Yeah.
And then when you're humid and hot, you're just uncomfortable.
Yep. We have that. It's called Florida.
Yeah. So basically, just think of Florida all throughout the British summer.
Yeah. Oh. Waited for that.
And we don't have, because all of our houses in the UK are built to keep heat in.
Yeah.
Because when it's the winter and autumn and that, it gets quite cold.
Yeah.
So we don't really have like air conditioning built into our houses or anything like that, because it's not how our houses are designed.
Well, a lot of our houses here weren't designed that way either. Like when we first moved here, the city was nowhere near as big as it is.
Yeah.
So, God damn it. There's stuff on the back. What is that number one? And so it wasn't nearly as hot. We still got into the upper 80s most of the summer. But now the city is too big and we're spread and it's just a heat sink.
Yeah.
You get a couple miles outside the city and the temperature drops like 15 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Trouble is with me is I'm surrounded by like trees.
Uh-huh.
So like it's okay because the trees kind of shade everything a bit.
Yeah.
But that can also sometimes make it just as bad.
I had a big tree in the front yard that gave me shade and stuff, but I had to get rid of it this last year.
Our next door neighbour has an oak tree grown in their back garden.
Uh-huh.
It's right next to our fence.
Mm.
So it pushes our fence out a little bit.
Yeah.
Which means that once that tree gets even bigger, it's probably going to break through our fence.
Yeah.
Which at that point is going to be their problem to sort out because the fence is on their side of the garden.
Okay.
So like where like the support slats are going through the fence is on their side.
Mm-hmm.
No, are they on our side?
Oops.
No, they're on our side. So it's basically their fence.
Yeah.
So, and plus, because we have 2 small dogs, like if a hole gets made in that fence, our dogs are going to end up being able to get through into their garden.
Yeah.
Which is going to be their fault. You know. But we keep every time a branch starts growing over to our side of the fence, we trim it.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean I'm the one who has to go on the ladder to trim it.
Yeah.
Because one, I'm tall enough to reach over the fence on a ladder, and 2, like my dad can't really go on the ladders because he's got an artificial leg.
Yeah.
So, I could make him do it just for fun and games. It's fun to watch him climb down a ladder. And if I fall and hurt myself, then I.
Yeah. Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. They're all icky. Yeah, that's how it is kind of here. Utah and Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, they're all dry heats.
Which I think is more manageable than a humid heat.
It can be, except you don't realize that you're getting... The problem here is, especially with tourists, is they don't realize they're getting dehydrated.
Yeah.
And you really have to keep yourself hydrated when you're here, when you're doing anything in the summer, or you'll just be dizzy and you won't know why. And you got to get water. I'm not saying you need to be one of these freaks that carries, a water thing around with you all the time, but it's nice
try to keep yourself hydrated. Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
But I would, I of course would rather be cold than hot. Being a fat guy, I'll say that it's easier to get warm than to get cool.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops, my flower's still up.
You can literally just put layers on. You can't really take layers off.
Well, yeah, the government's strict about that.
Like to a certain degree, it's like over here in the UK, you're not really meant to walk around shirtless.
Yeah.
Like out in public, but people still do.
Yeah.
Because it's classed as indecent exposure.
Yeah.
There's places where like public pools or beaches and that it is allowed. But like walking through the town and stuff, yeah, you're not meant to. Which is fine because I don't wear. I'm not one of those people who has to take a shot off at any given opportunity.
Yeah, no, I'm again. I don't take my shirt off for anything. I even have a swim shirt if I go swimming because I don't need. I
usually wear like a t-shirt if I go swimming, unless I'm in like an indoor pool.
Yeah, indoor, outdoor, doesn't matter. I don't want to look at me, so I know other people don't. So.
Go Stu, you're handsome. Shut up.
There we go. Cool. I think those are going to end up being little flower things too.
Okay, it's now stopped raining by the looks of it.
For the next 30 seconds.
Well, it was that really horrible fine rain.
Oh.
The rain that gets you wet quicker than any other kind of rain.
Yeah.
But no, like when it's really hot, my way about it is if you've got a t-shirt on, you've got something to soak up that sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Which it may sound disgusting, but that's what helps keep you cool.
Yeah.
Whereas if
Whoops.
you're shirtless, your sweat's going to dry out quickly, which is going to dry your skin out.
Yeah.
Which then will, it will work, make a sunburn 10 times worse.
Exactly.
Oh, if it's too hot, I usually like throw on a vest top, like a tank top type thing, but at least I've still got something on.
Is Maribel the main character's name? Is that her?
Yeah.
They made her a little sewing machine. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's Mirabelle. Roll on Wednesday.
What's on Wednesday?
Well, two things happen for me Wednesday. One of them is I have a job interview.
Oh, cool.
And second is when I usually get my pay slip, so I know how much I'm going to be getting paid on Friday.
Uh-huh.
That's always nice.
Yeah.
And I need to know how much I'm getting paid so I can, because I'm going away in a couple of weeks. So I need to know that I'm going to have enough money to, one, put by for when I go away and have money left over for the month.
Yeah.
But I also need to buy a new airsoft gun, which is 260 quid.
Is your trip airsofting or?
No.
Okay.
I'm going away for a couple of days with my mum and dad.
Oh, that's sweet.
Well, they were originally going to go away and I was going to stay at home, but I had a pretty rough start to the year.
Yeah.
So as they were like booking it, they were like, well, do you want to come with us? It's just like a break from everything. I was like, yeah.
You got to do that, man. And hearing this from me is weird because I never used to take vacations. Like a lot of Americans, I would end up with a lot of vacation time at the end of my year because I never really went anywhere.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, well, I'm not going to go anywhere anyway. Why take the time off? I might as well work and make money.
Yeah.
And now I really see that was super destructive to my mental health.
Yeah, and, I only really take time off if I'm planning something. I don't just take time off for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Which again, that leaves me with a lot of holiday to take at the end of the holiday year. So I don't know having to take all my holiday off at once, more or less.
Well, our work for a lot of years would give us the option of just buying our hours back. So if I didn't have anywhere to go at the end of the year, I'd have like 2 weeks of extra pay. And a lot of people would just use that for Christmas money.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so
quite a few companies do that over here in the UK now as well. But like the only time I don't really go on vacations or holidays. So like the only time I really book time off is like if I'm planning on going to a convention or I'm booking my birthday off because I don't like working on my birthday.
Yeah. JT is right. Insulate your walls, save energy.
Save energy in the winter. No, yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Well, and our company, I say our company, the company I used to work for stopped that practice because they figured out that so many people weren't using their time off. And
just
then at the end of the year, at the end of the year, there was like everybody got an extra paycheck. So the company was out, there's, 40, 50,000 of us, and we all decided to take an extra 2-week paycheck at the end of the year.
They're losing money.
Yeah, that whole month is just a sink for them.
Is it so over in America? Is it like when you like take time off from work for like vacation? Is it paid time off?
Yeah. As long as you have PTO, paid time off, you can. You'll get paid. Now there are companies. There's more and more companies are doing it now, but it used to be you didn't. Like our company used to just give you a 40-hour paycheck, and then you had to just, if you got sick sometime in the year, you just had to figure it out because you didn't get paid.
Yeah.
But then when COVID came, the state forced all of the companies to give people what would amount to that COVID time off.
Yeah.
So now everybody has a little bit of sick time.
Yeah, some companies do that. So some companies have like they give you like an allowance of like sick pay, basically. Like you have like the place I work at now, you're allowed three different sick time off. So like I've actually ended up having to use all of mine already, and I've only been there since November because of my mental health.
Yeah.
But my manager and the assistant, all the management in my place know that if I am ever not there, if I ever call in sick, it is because of my mental health, and they work around it for me.
Yeah.
Because it's not something I can control.
Yeah.
And they're aware of that, and like they try to help me as much, because what I usually do is if I end up having to take a day off because of it, I'll make that up throughout the rest of the week. So because I only do 4-hour days, I just stay an extra hour or two throughout the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Which then makes up for me being off for that day. It doesn't help. It doesn't help that day if they're low on staff anyway, and because I'm off, they're down another person. But it kind of does help them throughout the rest of the week because they've got me for another hour or two.
Yeah.
But it's got to the point at the place I'm at now where they'll ask me if I want to stay in they've got overtime or like spare hours for the week. They'll ask if I want to do any overtime. I'm like, no. Because I don't want to be there. So
yeah, I used to do a lot of overtime. And I don't, it's because I wanted money. And because I dug myself a hole with credit cards and stuff, I needed it.
Yeah.
Like I haven't worked since February. Of course, I've got all the money from mom's house. But really, apart from this junk I've been buying, I really only need like $1,600 a month now.
Yeah. See, as much as I'd love to, like, so obviously being nearly 30 and still living at home with my parents, as much as it's, I feel kind of lucky to be able to still do that, but also it's annoying because of like housing or apartments in my area is so expensive. I can't afford to live on my own.
Yeah.
Even if I did a full 40-hour week, I still wouldn't be able to live on my own because I'd have rent, council tax, I'd have like TV.
What, the council's over there, that's just seems like a scam.
Oh, it's stupid. I'd have to pay TV license because I'd have a TV. So you have to pay TV license if you own a TV.
Yeah.
And because I own a TV, I'd have to pay TV license. But also, I'd have to pay TV license still because I use streaming services.
Ah.
So because I have like Netflix and like I've got the BBC streaming service, which is free, But that's what the TV license fee is. It's for the BBC stuff.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. We're paying like all of that just to be able to use the BBC stuff, which I very rarely use anyway.
Yeah.
But it's like if you don't pay it, you can be fined and you can go to prison for it. So it's not worth not paying. And then I'd have like my streaming services, my Xbox Live. I'd have food shopping, internet. So all of my, I probably wouldn't be able to afford food shopping in reality. Because as much as people say internet is a luxury, it really isn't.
No, it's not anymore.
It used to be, but now you need the internet to more or less do everything.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no not having the internet.
No, everyone's got the internet in some capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, and that's kind of why my roommates, in some ways, why my roommates have never been able to move out. Because they would need almost anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 saved just to get out. Because you have to have first month and last month up front.
Yeah, so
plus everything else.
A lot of places over here, you need to pay a deposit, and then you also need to pay like the first month and a half's worth of rent up front. So along with the deposit, you got to pay for a month and a half of rent, which is like, I think the cheapest I've seen renting per month is probably just over 200 quid a week, 200 quid a month.
200 quid?
1,200, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, holy shit, dude. I'm moving.
Yeah, 1,200 a month, which is ridiculously expensive for like a one-bedroom apartment.
Yeah. Well, that's a one-bedroom apartment over here at the moment in Denver is about $1,800 a month.
Oh, that's mad.
It's just crazy. Nobody can move.
No.
You can't move. Whoops. You can't move. And then you can't, because you can't move up because you can't save.
Yeah.
Like they're just talking about how the housing market in Denver is finally starting to slow down. But,
In my town, they're building all these new housing estates and everything. Like they're building like just up the road from me. They're like between where I live and where my work is. They're building something like 20 new houses. But I can almost guarantee those 20 new houses are going to be 3 or 4 bedroom houses with a garden. And if they're rental houses, I can almost guarantee they're going to be pushing 2,000 to 3,000 a month.
Yeah.
Which, in hindsight, the government want more young people to be in the housing market, right?
Yeah.
And they're doing nothing about it. Like all these like letting agencies and like these property sellers and everything, I just selling houses and renting houses for just ridiculous amounts. And with that, how can especially if it's a young couple wanting to get their first house?
Yeah.
How can a young couple?
One of the shows I really like is Location. And
that's quite.
They're they're like, oh, it's going to be, here's this 1-bedroom flat, and it's $100,000 or $200,000 to buy, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's nuts. I'm glad I bought my house when I did, or I'd just be living. I just never sold Mom's house, but.
What also gets me is that, what was I going to say? Like universities and stuff, which is like I think it's like equivalent to your colleges, and But like our universities do all of these courses for people to get careers in, but a lot of the courses you can't get a career over here in.
Yeah.
Like my cousin did marine biology, and he got his master's, and he got his doctorate as well. And if he wanted to get a job in marine biology, he would have to move to like Australia and stuff to be able to do what he was qualified for.
Yeah.
It's like, so why are you doing courses on it? Why are you doing?
Well, that's there. I think a lot of your generation, and especially the next, are figuring out that college is actually a scam.
Yeah, I went to just basic college. When I left school, I went into like college.
Yeah.
My whole thing of when I was going through school and I was going through like my exams, they ask you what you want to do when you leave school, so that you can choose those exams for it. So when I was leaving school, I wanted to go into the police force, but I wanted to do a couple of years in the police force, then go into crime analysis, so go into like the crime scene side of everything.
Yeah.
So I really loved like crime scenes and being part of that kind of that investigation part of it. And it's what we've got over here called SOCO, we call it. Instead of CSI, it's called SOCO.
Yeah, scene of crime.
Yeah. And so I really wanted to do that, but in order for me to do that, I had to do like a couple of years in the police force. But for me to be able to do well with SOCO, I chose to do. I done photography. I done BTEC in sport, which was basically the theoretical side of sports, so like learning muscle groups, learning part of the anatomy and stuff like that. So it would help me, and I did like additional biology and additional chemistry. So instead of doing normal science with my exams, I did an extra lot of chemistry and biology.
Okay.
And it was my own fault. I didn't do great in school because I didn't pay attention and everything. So that was my fault. I didn't do well in my exams. I can happily admit it was all my fault. So then I left school and I I'll still go into the police force and I'll work my way up through the police force. But over here, you can't join the police force until you're at least 18 is when you can start the training. But they like you to be at least in like early 20s, because then you've got a bit more life experience.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll just go and do some basic college course. So I done construction. So I learned bricklaying. Because it's a handy skill to have. So I done construction, and halfway through my second year, they turned around and said, we don't have a tutor next year for you guys for doing your level 3 qualification. And you need the level 3 qualification in order to be able to work on site. So to be able to work on construction sites. Which I thought, so we all, everyone on my course asked, what's our best case scenario on being able to get our level 3 qualification? And they went, so you can either go to like these next two towns, which is they're both bus journeys. They're both one's half an hour. No, they're both actually an hour bus journey. Or you can go to one of them by train, which is 30 minutes.
Gerard.
Hey, Gerard. And but they said if you were to go to another college and to do your level 3, no BTEC, Sugarbush. But to be able to do those, we had to redo our level 2 qualification with that college in order to qualify for level 3. So we would have had to do everything that we had just learned for another year to do our level 3. So a lot of us just sacked it in after that level 2 year.
Well, if they're going to do that, they should have done some sort of like accelerated course.
Yeah.
Like if you already know it, what they got to do is make sure you understand. So they should have done like a lab and a test, and then you would have been like, okay, there you go.
Yeah. So so a lot of us just stacked it in, and then after that, I just went into full-time retail work because I was working part-time in a shop anyway. And I thought I'd just work full time for a couple of years, and then here I am. I'm still working in retail 10 years later.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I had to drop out of college initially, and then I was like, okay, I'll take a year or so off to figure out what's going on in life, and then I'll go from there. And then 11 years later, I was still in retail. Where's her head? Oh, it's on the other thing. And then switched completely to a completely different field, and then was like, oh, so I don't know. That's where I ended up, and I'm like, okay, I guess. Huh. What that is. See, I don't think I could ever be a real police officer, but when in college, when I was taking courses in anthropology and stuff like that, my teacher wanted me to go into forensics.
Yeah.
And so I had a good mind for forensics. I saw stuff other people didn't on the bones and things, and I thought about it. And then, but back then, that was in '89.
Yeah.
Forensics wasn't a thing, really.
No.
I mean, it was a lot of lab work, and I hated lab work. And it was a lot of, no DNA really was huge yet.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't until like the 90s to like early 2000s that DNA really became a big thing. Because you see it all the time. Like my mum and dad watch a program where they're going back and looking at old cold cases because they didn't have the resources to do all the lab work.
Oh yeah.
And they're solving all of these crimes that should have been solved if they had the resources and the technology back then.
Yes. Your parents might like a show on YouTube called Forensic Files.
Oh, okay.
And it's an American show, and it shows all these old crimes and how forensics solved them. And there's, I don't know, 160 episodes of it or something. It's a lot. But it's all really cool, and as you're watching the show, you see the progression of forensics.
Mm.
You know, and they have these older forensic guys who are like, "Oh yeah, we were lost. There was nothing we could do with this." And then, you know, they're like, "But, you know, 3 years later, we suddenly had this ability."
Yeah.
You know. And they're all free. It's you know, it's YouTube.
Yeah.
So I would, and over here we have a CNN called a Headline News, and from about 8 o'clock at night until like 6 o'clock in the morning, they just rerun those over and over and over and over. It's great. You can just turn them on, sit back, let them run, do stuff. Every once in a while, you hear something, and that's when she got the axe. You're like, oh dear, what? Why are we having an axe? Yeah, see, I have degrees in history and political science, and I don't use them. Of course, I don't have a job at all now, but I didn't use them for any job I've ever had.
Yeah, I know quite. I can't remember what one of my friends. I think one of my friends done IT in college, IT work in college, and then he ended up working for Subway for quite a few years, and now he works at a like a call center type place that deal with like gift cards and like holiday cards, like travel cards. He went to that job as call like someone on the phones and that dealing with customers.
Yeah.
And then, like when it wasn't busy or like stuff like that, and like in between calls and that, he was working on stuff on their systems to do like he was working on like spreadsheets, Excel, and like just revamping like their back systems like on the side. After like I think it was about a year of him doing that on the side, they just created a job role for him, and they gave him like supervisor role. So like he like runs a cool team now and again, if and when he needs to. But a lot of the time, he's just working on all of these back systems and improving everything. Like he was part of a massive project not so long ago that went live in this company not so long ago. I think it went live maybe like 2 months ago, where they redone the whole phone system. So they got a whole new company in. Like he was in charge of that whole entire project.
Nice. IT is definitely something to get that makes its money.
Yeah, he keeps on at me saying, "Oh, just like I can get you a job working with me. Like I'll teach you everything that I do, and you can do it. Like you can help me out with projects and stuff."
Yeah.
But you won't be able to work. Like you'll be able to work from home now and again, but you'll need to be in the office a lot, and that's the town is probably about just over an hour on the train, and I've got to get 2 trains. So it's really inconvenient.
Yeah.
Like I'd more or less be his assistant. Like I'd be helping him with like everything day to day while he's at work.
Yeah.
Which would take a lot of the pressure off of him because he has to like do so much a day.
Yeah.
Like some days when he's in meetings all day long, it pushes him back on stuff that he's working on.
I mean, it'd be a slog to start with, but it might be worth it because you might be able to save enough to actually move closer, so like halfway or something, or in the city there. And then you wouldn't have to worry about that trip every morning. Put it up with it for 6 months or a year, and then have then you'd be able to save up money for a place of your own. Because while you're living at home, you could save up and save what you need.
But like it's hard to do that at the moment working in retail.
Yeah. Retail, I really enjoyed my time in retail for the most part, but of course I was almost always management.
That's what I really like doing. Obviously, I'm not management at the place I'm at the moment, but I really enjoy. I've got 10 years retail experience, and 5 of those years is in management. So either being being a supervisor, and I was at the place I was at before. I was a temporary assistant manager. So while the assistant manager was on maternity leave, I stepped up to support the store manager.
Yeah, sure, John. Come on over. Hang on a sec. I'll drop the.
Yeah, join us.
Yes.
So
there you go.
I now have a little bit of assistant manager experience, but the job role I've applied for that I'm going for the interview on Wednesday is for a full assistant manager position. Because I have the experience to be able to be an assistant manager. It's just have people give me the chance. Hey, John. So I'm hoping I get this job. It's $24,000 a year.
That's not bad for retail.
Yeah, which means I should be getting about $2,000 a month. Maybe a little bit less after tax. And then that means I can still put money aside and survive.
Yeah.
As much as I still live at home with my parents, I still have my own bills to pay.
Yeah. Well, but then that actually gives you, a lot of people are like poo-pooing people who live at home, but if you can do it, and like I have a couple friends who have had to do it recently, because it happened. They got divorced and they don't have a house anymore and stuff. And they pay the parent part of their parents' mortgage or whatever. Then do it. It saves everybody money. If it's not, if you get along with your parents, that's even better.
Yeah.
Plus, you can help your dad out.
Yeah, I mean, I pay rent.
Yeah.
But like my rent, like helps cover like gas, electric, food shopping. I still pay. I pay my way. So I pay rent. I pay for like all the streaming services that we use in the house are all paid for by me.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my own pet that I have to take care of and pay. Like, all right, it's in a fish tank, it's in water, but I have to pay for like the chemicals, the filter systems, the food.
Yeah.
Which that adds the stuff for the filter and the chemicals. I only have to buy every 3 or 4 months. Like I have to buy new food for him. I think I buy food maybe every month. They don't cost that much. They're only earthworms, but yeah.
How you doing, John? You sound like a chipmunk, John.
Yeah.
John has joined us, but John apparently is now a minion. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Okay. See, like these 4 steps could have been done on 1 page. Could have made this book half the size. They're all into saving the world, but they'll use the hell out of paper. John, I don't know. You're at a different speed than the rest of us because you're talking really. It's kind of chipmunky.
No, we're just too slow, John.
That's true. I am. If anybody's been watching me build over the past week,
I've enjoyed your builds, Ghosty.
Okay, I changed the microphone.
There you go. Yeah, now we got you.
All right.
It sounded like you were you were the Flash and you were talking.
Now we can get back to it. So how are you doing, John?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
So I was just watching, and then I'm like, I want to jump in because y'all were talking about degrees and then not using the degrees and all that.
Yeah. So what's yours in that you're not using?
Liberal arts. And then I spent 20-something years driving buses and 18-wheelers.
I got a buddy who that's all he ever wanted to do. And that's what he does. And I'm happy that he's able to do that. That's all he really wanted to do was drive. He would do that in high school. He would just wander the city. If you ever wanted to know what construction projects or anything was going on in town, he'd tell you because he probably drove past there that week.
I like driving the buses better than I did the trucks.
Yeah. Well, there's so much more interaction.
I made the joke driving the bus. I was a paid tourist because everywhere I took a group, usually let the drivers in free.
Yeah.
A lot of places do that over here as well. I feel like doing tourist trips.
Usually you ate for free.
Yeah.
And and the groups included you in a lot of stuff. So
plus you got interaction with other people.
Oh yeah. most of the high school groups like me thought I was cool because then the kids would be like, hey, because they would know I would go into the amusement parks and ride the roller coasters and stuff. And they would be like, hey, can we go with the bus driver instead of you? And chaperones look at me and say, do you care? No, I'll take 4 or 5 of them with me. And we'd ride all the roller coasters in the park.
We did that in high school because the chaperone who was taking us didn't like roller coasters. So they used one of the school bus drivers, and he was a cool dude. And he was like, oh, I'll take them all.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that is.
What's funny is how long some of the bus trips would be. Like from here in Alabama, I took a group out to Denver, and we spent a week out in Denver.
Oh, wow.
Went up to the Estes State Park, did a Colorado Rockies game, and sat on the purple row of seats.
Nice.
So we were a mile high. Yeah.
Peaky, so you know, the Rockies are our baseball team.
That's what, man.
And our stadium is built, and they have a couple rows of seats at the very top that are actually a mile above sea level.
Oh my God, that's too high.
Yeah, and so you can look down, and the game, you can't really see too much of what's going on in the game sometimes. But
I'm sorry, my vertigo would flip out at that.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to. So I'm not massively into sport, but I'm going to a charity football, like soccer match in September because it's all YouTubers playing.
Oh, cool. That should be fun to watch. Well, you guys are all. I don't know if I've ever met a Brit that's not at least handy with a soccer ball.
You've met one. It's me.
Oh, okay.
But like, so I'm going, and when I was booking the tickets, I was looking at all of the seats that were available because they were selling out fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at all the seats, and I was like, I don't want to be too high up where I can't see the game, but I don't want to also. But all the seats, like on the first level of the stadium, was sold out. I was like, that's no surprise. So I was like, I'll just go on the next row up, like the next section up. I was like, and I was trying to pick a spot in more or less in the middle of the pitch. I didn't want to be goal ends because I wouldn't see much.
Yeah.
So luckily I managed to get one. But the 62,000 seater stadium sold out in 90 minutes.
Jeez. Wow.
Which is it's the quickest time a stadium over here, like a football stadium here in the UK, has sold out. Like they don't even sell out that much on proper match days. There's always seats left.
That sounds like what's her name? That skinny singer chick, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
We have a 80,000 seat. Mile High Stadium's 80,000 seats. I guess it sold out in just like 3 or 4 minutes. It's crazy.
It's weird. It's crazy how a stadium can sell out for like a concert, but it can't sell out for like a sports game.
Yeah.
But no, it's gonna be a good day.
I guess it's because the concert doesn't happen very often.
That's true.
So you'll have. Oh, that doesn't look right. That can't be right. All right. Yeah, but it is. Well, that looks horrible. Gotta be right around that. All right. That goes there. And everything is done. Sweet. All right. So here is The Encanto house.
Hey, it's the Madrigal house. Cool. That was not a big build.
No, it's about 600 pieces.
Didn't you have it scheduled for 2 days?
No. This is today. Tomorrow is the up house, which is also about 600 pieces. Wednesday is a mini castle, and then the villain set, which is a couple thousand pieces. Is a 2-day set.
So one of my best friends, she absolutely loves Disney villains.
Uh-huh.
And like as soon as that set was leaked, she sent me a message about it and sent me a screenshot. Like out of anybody, you're the one who needs that.
It's a cool looking set.
I don't know if she has it yet, so I'm gonna ask her if she has it or if she's planning on buying it. And if she says she's not sure, I might get it for her birthday or for Christmas.
Yeah.
But conveniently, her birthday is in November, so I might be like, well, that's just a joint birthday and Christmas present for you.
I take it this little kid can talk to animals?
Yes.
Okay, because he's got a squirrel or something with him.
Yeah,
Oops.
so you've got, I can't remember what his name is, but the one, you got Mirabelle, and then in the room next to her, you got Aurora.
Okay.
I can't remember what the name of the kid is.
Stupid squirrel. Here, go right there. I love that she has an accordion.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, that turned out worse. Plus I got a teal remover.
I've got 2 of them.
I've never gotten a teal one before.
Yeah, I've got 2 of those, I think.
Yeah.
I know, they're in my spare pieces box.
Yeah, that's where all this is going now.
My box is nearly full.
Mine was getting that way, so I have a new container. It's actually too big, so I'm gonna go down a size.
Sorry, I had to dip out for a second. I got a phone call from my mother's doctor, so.
No worries. How is she doing?
And she's doing all right. She's just got a spot on her leg we're trying to clear up.
Okay.
This is my spare pieces box.
Oh, nice. That doesn't seem like that should be a spare piece, whatever that giant black thing is.
So this is for...
Is that for the Falcon or?
That was for one of his ships. He was talking about that the other day. It was a piece he needed to take apart.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
It's for the Guardian ship. So it's if you want to have it as a display piece.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to be working it into my city.
Wow, that is a lot bigger than I thought it was.
Oh.
Whoops. Yes, much like Bruno, we don't talk about Rivendell.
That thing looks like it's going to be huge when you finally get it all finished and put together, though.
Yeah, it's a biggie because let's see here. So it won't reach. It's that almost everything on that table connects to it.
Oh,
it's
wow.
Probably going to take up to about, I'd say here, once it's all assembled. But I'll probably have that done. I've got stuff to do today, so I won't work on it today, but tomorrow I'm kind of free. So when I'm done with the up house, which is tomorrow's build, then I will probably finish that other build off. I might do it on camera, but I don't want to bore people with me getting madder and madder at that set.
Yeah, you kept getting aggravated, don't you?
Oh my God. There's a couple. It's so intricate. It's a beautiful set. So much work got put into it, but I really want to stab people in the eye. You know, Lego is supposed to make me calm, and I'm not supposed to rage quit building Lego.
You can take the roof off.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no. So my plan is, so I've got this shit. I've got the Guardian shit. I've got.
How are you going to attach that to the city?
I got the Sanctuary 2 from Endgame.
Oh, cool.
Which is really small compared to the Guardian ship.
Yeah, considering that's like 20 times the size.
Yeah. I've got the Dragon Flyer from Black Panther.
Oh, cool.
I got a Spider-Man drone type vehicle.
Cool.
With a noir Spider-Man.
Have they ever done a proper like those shield flyer ships?
They have
not the helicarrier, but just the small one that they fly around in.
The Quinjet.
Jets.
There is a released one. I want to get it. It's from, I think it's from
Civil War, maybe.
It's either from, I think it's from Civil War, or it's from Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Oh,
and
probably.
then I've also got the famous goat boat.
Nice. I was waiting for that to go on clearance. It went on clearance, and everybody bought them, and now I don't have one.
So my plan is once I've got a couple more buildings, like just normal like stores and other like architecture buildings that they've released for city builds, is those clear bricks you can get, the C3 ones.
Yeah.
I'm going to attach them to those, and I'm going to have a lot of the ships on like hovering over the buildings.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So yeah, so like at the moment,
are you going to buy the Avengers Tower?
I'm really hoping they actually announce that Avengers Tower, because I don't have one yet.
That will be nuts. They're saying it's almost twice as tall as the Daily Bugle or whatever is.
It will be more. It will be if they're planning on doing it correctly. It will be taller than the Bugle, and the Bugle's quite tall if you count the antenna on the top.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'll be able to show you because my camera. But there's the Bugle there.
Yeah, look how big that thing is. If you put the Avengers Tower next to it, you're going to need a taller room.
So stood on the very top of the antenna, I've got the Watcher.
Uh-huh.
So I've got him placed high above, so he's like watching like this whole multiversal battle, like.
Nice.
Yeah, and I've got Mysterio, like kind of at the moment he's attached to the antenna, but I'm gonna have it so he's floating up towards the Watcher to kill him. So,
excuse me.
I wasn't planning on doing a city. I got the Daily Bugle because it just looked really cool.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then they like started announcing all these other city buildings like the Jazz Club and stuff like that. And I was like, and one of my friends, the Traveling Power Rangers fan.
Did you see somebody who fixed the Jazz Club?
Yeah.
And made it a New Orleans Jazz Club?
Yeah.
That is an idea. Now, see, Lego should take that idea and make a parts bag for that.
Yeah.
And just say, okay, here's a parts bag, $10.
I point my camera over to the city. Alexa, turn on Lego.
Whoa.
So there's
Alexa, what time is it?
It's 6:05 p.m. apparently. So in the Sanctum Sanctorum, I got the light kit for it, and I only put half of the light kit in it because my whole thing with the city is because of this whole multiversal battle and all of these variants coming through into the city, and to this battle. Is that it's kind of like draining all of the magical energy in this kind of like Marvel universe. So the Sanctum is like shutting down more or less. So I've only partially lit it for that exact reason. But I've got the Daily Bugle light kit to install still. Which I've got so many light kits. Oh, they're all piled up next to me.
I did look at that site that you do stuff with, and I might end up getting the Rivendell one.
I thought you might when you saw it.
It's pretty neat, but I've had such trouble with this set. I don't know if I want...
I've got the light kit for the Guardian ship, which I want to install. Well, I'm going to install the light kit once I've got it hovering over a building.
Uh-huh.
I've got that's the Nano Gauntlet light kit.
Okay.
Because that's set built. I've just got to install the light kit. Then
is it like little LED lights or something?
Yeah. I got the Friends Cafe, the Central Perk light kit with sound.
With sound, does it just make cafe sounds, or does it have quotes?
I think it just has like cafe sounds, and you can play the Friends theme tune.
Neat.
That's the Infinity Gauntlet light kit.
Okay.
And then along with that, I've got the Infinity Gauntlet LED nameplate.
Huh. So I do like the nameplate stuff. What's also great about that site is that if you don't want a full light kit and you just want to light up certain things, you can just buy the LED, the light pieces, the light kit pieces. So you can just buy. You basically create your own light kit, more or less. Huh.
How's it going, Gerard?
But yeah, no, it's the city's getting it. I've got the image in my head of how I want it to look and everything. I just need to buy more buildings.
Yeah. I still don't know what I'm doing with all mine. I was never going to build like this, and then I got more and more of the Potter pieces. And now there's this girl on YouTube who has her own design to put them all together, and it looks really nice. So I'm going to do that, but I don't have any idea where I'm going to put it at the moment. They're all just sitting on a table behind me.
I'll say that's my problem. I wouldn't have nowhere to put stuff like that because I got all the die casts and
and
all that everywhere.
My Lego set was here where I'm sat now, and it was just on top of the display cases I've got there. And then when I was redoing my whole setup and room, I got a new desk, which is what I'm sat at now. I thought, well, I'll move the display cases over there because then they're tucked away and they don't stick out into the actual room.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about what to do with the desk that I was using. And it's literally just the longest desk you can get from IKEA. And I just made my own. I just made my own desk with it. I bought legs and a drawer set, which is the white drawers you can see just underneath.
Okay.
I had a gap in between the two display units. So I was like, I'll just stick the set of drawers there just for now, just to get them out of the way. And then I was thinking about what to do with the desk. And then my mum and dad actually came up with the ideas. Why don't you put the desk on top of the display units and have the city on top of that? I was like, it's a good idea. But now I've thought of an idea where I'm going to push the set of drawers back so they're in line with the display units.
Mm-hmm.
Centralize it a little bit more in that gap. And I'm going to create like a kind of like an underground setup for the city.
Yeah.
Where I want to have like the lizard and like other like creatures like that. Like maybe I might put like Morbius down in there because I've got a Morbius minifigure. And I'm going to create like a whole like underground section.
Now, are you ever going to mix Marvel and DC?
God, no. It's a Marvel multiverse battle.
Yeah.
Doing that would be blasphemy.
Well, you could make one side of the street DC and one side. The problem is that apart from Batman, they don't make any DC stuff.
Exactly.
There's not a Daily Planet building. There's not, the Hall of Justice or anything. They're missing out.
There's no Central Labs, like nothing.
Yeah, Central City Labs should be there definitely. And what's their space station called?
Watchtower.
The Watchtower. Yeah, that's easy.
Could you imagine a watchtower hanging above a city? Like that would look really cool.
Yeah, but no, they don't I don't.
I like the idea that just
I think they've made an Arkham and a couple different Bat Caves now.
Yeah,
that's really about it.
Yeah.
I think like all things DC, they just miss out on things.
Well, I also think is Batman sells.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think any other Lego sets from DC would sell as much.
Well, I never thought anybody would buy that Daily Planet building for his. I mean, the Daily Bugle for as expensive as it was, but fuck everything that he did.
I was there release date. I was there at release.
Yeah. No, Blaze, I have not. I will probably finish it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the. I think I showed you, Ghosty, but that's the.
Yeah.
Street Technician set, which I got this, by the way, for £10.
Nice.
And it's all complete. I got it at a boot sale, and it's all complete. The guy said that he just put it into bags because the box was damaged. So.
Well, and see, that's instead of keeping my boxes, that's what I started doing. I would slightly disassemble it and put it in a bag with the instructions, and then put it away.
I throw all the boxes away, which apparently is blasphemy in the Lego collecting community. But I keep all of the instruction booklets.
Uh-huh.
So I've got, if I can get to it.
I like that Captain America picture he's got in front of that stack he's digging in.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was cool.
I like that.
So he's a huge Marvel and mostly Power Rangers collector, as you can see above on his shelves.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
That's a couple of instruction booklets I need to put into my folder. But this is my instruction booklet.
Wow.
Gravy.
I thought I was organized just having them in a little thing. Holy smoke.
And I've labeled them. I've labeled each individual section. So I've got I've got the Minecraft ones. I've got the Lego Mechs. I've got the Daily Bugle, the Sanctum, the Sonic Light set, all the Marvel vehicles, Ecto 1, the Friends set, the Marvel display sets, which are the ones in my display cabinet. And then I've got the Marvel mini builds. I got the Easter sets, the Creator sets. And then I've got another one, which is for the Everyone is Awesome set. But yeah, to us, it's ridiculously heavy for one instruction booklet, and that is because of this.
Oh, the Ecto, yeah. Well, that'd be like this Rivendell one. That's each book is at least 150 pages long.
But it's also quite heavy because of the Sanctum set, which is that's the Daily Bugle booklet.
Oh, geez.
And then the Sanctum is 3 different books.
Yeah.
So just all of those ones. Oh, and the Friends ones are fairly big as well.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff on the walls and things that would take up pages.
Yeah. So I keep all of the instruction. It's handy keeping all of the instruction booklets.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've lost one. I was halfway through the building an Imperial shuttle. I don't know what I did to that booklet, so I'm actually going to have to go online and look at the instructions so I can finish it.
But yeah, no, I keep all of my instruction booklets.
That's when I decided to organize my stuff better.
I tell you, if I dropped this on someone's head, it probably would kill them.
That's a workout. You should do curls with that, like 20 or 30 curls a day.
Cool. I do have the Sonic set that's literally just there, lights up. So I've got the light kit for that as well.
Cool.
See if I can plug it in.
Oh, wow. Geez, that's got a lot of lights on it.
So yeah, like the Chaos Emeralds come on their own little stand. There's a light kit for them. Like the rings light up. The spin thing he runs around on.
I wish they had made the Mario sets as good as these Sonic ones.
Oh yeah. I'd love for them to do another. So that's Green Hill Zone 1. I'd love for them to do another zone because you can connect them.
Yeah.
It's got the things in it so you can connect sets together. So I'd love for them to
make always the nice thing. If you see those, you're like, oh, I'm going to get another set.
Yeah. So I'd love for them to start making more. Because then I'd probably somewhere put another like floating shelf up and just have like a massive like Sonic display. But yeah, so that Sonic one does have the sounds as well. It plays the Sonic theme tune on a loop. And I disconnected it. I disconnected the soundboard because there's no way of turning it on and off.
Yeah.
Whereas now a lot of the ones that come with sound kits have a remote. So you can turn it off. But yeah, no, I was just like, that's just.
And what's the name of this site again?
It's gameofbricks.eu. And use 10% off. I think it's 10. Yeah, it's 10% off. Use code Peaky Arrow. You'll save 10%.
Okay, that helps with shipping.
It does help. Obviously, I can get, because I'm partnered with them, I get 1 free light kit a month.
Cool.
Which I'm actually I'm thinking about doing a giveaway where someone can win a free light kit and I'll use my light kit for that month.
The Riverdale one. Get the Rivendell one.
Well, whoever wins the giveaway can choose the set. So I'm thinking about doing one.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have to do it very, very slyly because I don't know if it's out in my partnership terms. So
well, you're still promoting their product.
Yeah. Because what I might do is
if I ended up with one of them, I would promote the hell out of it and be like, look, this is so cool how this works.
Yeah. I did it for my friend. Like his girlfriend built the orchids, the cherry blossom.
Okay, yeah, that one's pretty.
I was like, leave it with me. And I emailed the person I deal with in getting my light kit. I was like, can I have set, Lego set, blah, blah. And they're like, a day or so later, they said, yeah, because they give me a promo code to get it free.
Uh-huh.
So I just ordered it to their address. I was like, by the way, if you have a package that's addressed to me, but to your address, that's your light kit.
Cool. I never thought that those flowers would take off like they have, or the painting.
Oh, yeah. But apparently people love them.
My roommate's wife loves them. She gets every single one of them. She's got the bonsai and the centerpiece, and she's got a whole little area and she's like, well, I love flowers and they die.
Yeah.
Like, well, fair enough. Yeah, I want to get that new Van Gogh one.
Is it the Starry Night one?
Yeah, Van Gogh's Starry Night. It even comes with a little Van Gogh, but I'm interested to see if they cut his ear off or not.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that set. I do love that. I love that painting anyway. It's a really nice painting. So having that in Lego would be pretty cool.
Well, and then there's the other one that's a Japanese one. I think of a tsunami coming up and over. That one's pretty too. But it's like I already have walls covered with stuff. I don't need Legos to randomly fall off my wall and shatter.
Have you seen my walls?
Yeah, exactly.
So that wall, I can't put much. I'm trying not to show too much of my airsoft stuff on that wall, but that wall I can't put much on because that's my window wall. And then the wall that's in front of me now I've got a bookcase this side of me, which is half of my Power Ranger figure collection. Then I've got my desk and my TV on the wall with some Power Ranger stuff above it. And then I've got another small bookcase with the rest of my Power Ranger figures on. And then I've got all my Megazords going around the wall. What bugs me is this, this wall space just behind me where the wall starts and my picture frames are. So like this bit here, it's blank.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. Have you heard of the company Display?
Yes.
So they've got metal. They've got their metal posters, but they've got Power Ranger ones.
Oh, cool.
And it's ones of like all the Mighty Morphin helmets, so like all Core 5 and I think green. And like they're from the Boom Comics covers. So I was like, they look really cool on the wall above my Megazords.
Yeah, that would look nice.
Plus with Display, you put the sticker bit on the magnet on the wall and you can just change the pictures because they're magnetic. Yeah. So I'm like, if I ever want to change the pictures for Megazord ones, I'll just buy a new poster and stick it up.
I've seen several of those. Some of them are cool.
Yeah, like this room is so filled with stuff that I can't fit my wardrobe in here. My wardrobe is in another room. And I've got another display unit outside of my bedroom full of, so it's got, top shelf is my Marvel Legends figures that I started getting into, but I'm only collecting certain ones because I can't get into another line like that.
Yeah.
I can't.
I now only buy Marvel Legends that I want when they hit clearance.
Another shelf has all my Power Ranger morphers that I've got so far. Another shelf has my Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh figures, and the bottom shelf has the Ecto one because it's so big it had to go in that display unit.
Yeah.
And it's got.
I keep looking for that. I want to buy that someday. That and the DeLorean.
The DeLorean does look cool. I quite like the DeLorean because you can change the wheels and that on it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'd end up wanting to do is I'd want to end up wanting like buy 2 or 3, and just have one from each film.
Yeah, you could stack 1 and then 2 and then 3, and just
Did they ever do a set for the train that was in Back to the Future?
No, they've only ever done to the DeLorean. Even Playmobil had said they were going to do a train, but they never did.
No, they never. No.
They didn't. I don't know. They just kind of stopped.
Cool for them to do as a Lego set is that clock tower from Back to the Future.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Right? Could you imagine that as a full-scale building for like the city?
Yeah, that would be very cool.
Because I could, especially if they gave you like a lightning stud piece set.
Well, you could do the building and then the road just off to the side.
Yeah.
So you could still have the thing run down, but they'd have to do it in scale with that smaller DeLorean. They couldn't do the one they already did.
But like, could you imagine they'd done some kind of lightning effect Lego piece set for it? Like that would look really cool, especially if you had like Thor stood on top of the clock tower with the lightning handed hammer. That would make such an incredible like set piece.
Well, and you could put
the
clock tower doesn't change much between 1 and 2.
No.
So you could just add the glass pieces and stuff that are going along the front of it, and you could have it from Back to Future 1 and 2. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Do like LEDs on the little
DeLorean,
so it looks like when the lightning hit the clock tower, then you got that little piece that lights up going down to the car.
There we go.
That would be cool.
What is great about this light kit company that I use, and that quite a few of my friends use as well now, is that a lot of the light kit companies, you usually have to like Dremel a hole into the piece.
Yeah.
Not these sets. So if I'll open one. So with these, I don't know if I'll be able to show you, but a lot of these are kind of like got sticky back plastic on. So like they're like that. Or if it's ones for like the 1x1 stud pieces that need to light up, is they'll either have the light going into a 1x1 stud piece of that colour, and then you pop like the Chaos Emeralds, they have a 1x1 piece of like the red, the white, the blue, the yellow, and the green that you just pop the Chaos Emerald on top of, or like the lampposts and stuff, and like the lights inside buildings is literally just that 1x1 stud piece. You just replace it with the one that comes in the light kit with the wire inside it. So like the light kit, you don't have to cut, you don't have to like drill a hole into your pieces or anything. So
I have never understood why Lego just never got into those themselves.
Just think of how much money Lego themselves would make through light kits.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure, people would demand that they give them a light kit with the set, but, you know...
Well, what Lego could do is, if they ever did end up doing it, is that if you brought the set you got, and you wanted to buy the Lego set there and then with the set, you get a little bit of, you get a discount for buying the set and the Lego
together.
Buying the light kit and the set at the same time, you get like a discount. They could easily do that. They've just got to code it into their website.
Yeah. I mean, they can. I mean, sometimes you hear them complain about third-party people and all this other stuff, but they could do a lot of them the stuff themselves. They just don't want to.
Well, just think how much money these light kit companies probably end up making Lego anyway, because people will see the light kit and think, "Oh, that looks really good light up." I was thinking about getting this set, but now I've seen the light kit for it. I'm going to get the set and the light kit.
Well, or these cases. I've got 3 of 4 of them now. They could make them probably cheaper. I mean, it costs me a lot to get these because there's only really a couple companies that make them, and they're both in England.
Yeah,
and it costs so much. The Rivendell one is actually more expensive than I paid for my set.
Yeah. And all it is a plastic.
A big. I mean, they're nice. They're but they're not. I mean, they're just cut. They're not special.
No. Well, it's like I said about the Pyramid of Giza one.
Yeah.
A couple of days ago, when I said I've got my sister that set, I'm waiting for her to finish building it so I can get her the light kit and the display case for it. Because at this point, I'm going to end up messaging you and say, "Have you built it yet?" If she says no, I say, "Just give it back to me. I'll finish it. I'll install the light kit and put it in the case all at one point, and you'll get it back." Because I like when I bought it for her, I was like, "Now I really want to buy one for myself and build it." It looks like a really cool set, and I like with that Pyramid of Giza light kit. I think the River Nile lights up. Like you put light pieces underneath the River Nile, so you can see the water light up.
This was today's set, Jonathan. The Encanto house.
Yeah, how was the Lego Stud stream yesterday?
Good, not too bad. We had, I think, we used all 10 things.
Oh wow!
Who all came on? There was a couple other new people. So,
oh wow!
Luna Girl came back, and collecting with Cool.
Oh yeah, collecting with Cool, yeah.
Collecting with Cool came.
I see Bob scheduled another one for like in a couple of weeks where we're indoctrinating Universal Toy Collector.
It is. So the Monkey Army is growing.
We're bringing Stu in.
Yeah.
It's quite cool having more people starting wanting to join it, because if any of us can't join sometime and they're free, then there's,
Well, we're all doing stuff. In another week, Shanty and Josh won't be there because they'll be in Disney World.
Well, so I won't be there. I wasn't there. I was planning on being there yesterday, but I ended up entertaining a lady friend. So I wasn't planning on coming on a live stream at that point. Next week I'm going airsofting, so I won't be there next week. And then on the 23rd, I go away on holiday, so I won't be there. So I've missed 3 weeks of Lego studs.
Yeah.
Which is like, that was when I was going to build this set, but because I'm now missing another 2 weeks, I'm like, right, I'm just going to build that over on my channel. So I was like,
well, that's why I kind of started this, because there's no way. I have probably 50 sets I need to build.
Yeah.
And some of them are like the Titanic is going to take me 3 weeks. I already know it's going to take 3 weeks of at least 2 to 3 hours a day for those 15.
Is there 3 booklets in that one?
It comes, I don't know how this one comes, but it's in 3 boxes. And then the boxes all have bags. So I don't know how many pages each book is.
Yeah.
But because that's how Rivendell came.
A box a week then, are you?
I would hope, but it's 9,000 pieces.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And I didn't get through 4,000 pieces in a week. Because I had to do a lot of Rivendell was done off camera. So here it is a week later, 7 days later, and I still have this bag left to finish Rivendell. So
I thought they were getting rid of the plastic bags.
Well, they are, but the paper ones haven't started showing up yet.
I remember they made such a big deal about that they were getting rid of all plastic bags in their sets, that they were going to like paper bags. Like that was like a year ago.
I think maybe the villains set might be paper bagged.
Okay.
Because I know Up isn't.
Yeah.
And a couple of the other newer sets have not been. So I don't know what's up with them.
Because I know with the new CMF set, like the CMF bags they used to do, they're not foil bags anymore, they're like boxes. Which, if they're boxes, that doesn't help collectors, because collectors used to like fill the foil bags to see.
Well, it doesn't help collectors, but it helps them, because then, or worse is people are going to start opening the boxes.
Exactly.
So how are the boxes sealed?
Yeah.
It's because, you know what Funko sodas are? Well, Walmart and Target just started selling those. And people are simply standing there, opening the center, seeing if it's a chase, it's not, and they're putting it back on the shelf. So I was at a Walmart the other day, and they only had 4 out of 24 that had not been opened yet.
Yeah.
And so nobody's going to buy those.
No.
Because I want a discount because there's no chance of a chase. So
and it's open, and it's been opened.
I don't care if it's been opened. You give me you sell them to me for $5 a piece, and I'll buy them. Because I don't necessarily have those, so I need the normal version anyway.
Yeah.
But I think maybe the villain set would probably, because I know none of the indie sets are paper bagged.
Yeah.
And we haven't started getting those boxes yet either, so I don't know what wave. The Disney 100s are all in the paper Mylar bags.
Yeah, they're all going to like those foil-y.
Yeah.
bags.
So I don't know. Maybe what are they up to? Series 26 in the normals?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe that'll be the first one.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if you can tell by shaking it, or it'll be.
I don't know. You shake a box of Go-Go, it sounds exactly the same as another box of Go-Go.
Well, yeah, but you can shake it and you can hear, if it's like a princess and it's got that big fat bass, you can hear that bass slightly. But the rest of them, you have no clue. No clue. And I'm no good at, apart from the princess ones, I'm no good at picking Lego. I've got like 4 new ones I need to open.
Also,
but that'll be part.
What I like about what some stores do that sell those CMF bags is they stand there, feel what's in those bags, and they'll label them as like for collectors or for people who are hunting certain ones.
My Lego store does that.
I think a lot of Lego stores do that.
Yeah, they've got little containers right at the thing, and it says this is Jafar, this is whatever.
Yeah,
and people will buy the ones they want.
I think it's funny y'all talking about having a Lego store. We don't have one here.
Yeah, we have 2, I think.
I think the nearest Lego store to me is London.
Yeah, I think we've got one up north and then one down south. In fact, I'm going there today.
I'm an hour away from London on the train, but
yeah,
I'm not going all the way to London just for a Lego set.
Yeah, now when you can order it online.
Exactly.
Tomorrow, I'd have to check and see. I think tomorrow is a new VIP thing.
All right, so last year I was in London. I was at a convention, and I knew I wasn't going to be at the convention all day. Mm-hmm. So I made a plan. I was like, all right, what can I do for like the rest of the days? All right, my mates that I was going with wasn't going all day either, so yeah, because they were going to go watch a show on Broadway. So I was like, all right, what do I do for the rest of the day that I'm going to be in? There's like, I go home, I'm going to have the rest of the day at home. Like, it's not much I can do there either. So I was like, right. So I made a little plan from where the convention centre was, and I was going to work my way back to Paddington Station to come home. I was like, right, I'll go to Forbidden Planet, and then I'll go to Leicester Square, and I'll go to the Lego store in Leicester Square. And then I'll go from Leicester Square to the Disney store because it's a quicker walk than getting the tube. And then I'll go from the Disney store back to the main Paddington Station for me to jump on the train and go home. So I did all of that. And I was in the queue for the Leicester Square store for, I'm going to say for about 20 minutes. And like, so it wasn't that much of a wait to go into the Lego store. But I got in there and I was underwhelmed. I don't know whether because it was busy, because it was a Saturday, so there was kids with their parents about and everything. So I didn't really get much chance to look or take photos of like the massive like displays they have. Like, they have a James Bond car, they've got Big Ben and everything. I didn't get a chance to take pictures of that because kids were having pictures taken and other people were having pictures taken with them. So I was like, I can't exactly take a picture of a James Bond car when there's someone sat inside it getting their photo up. So, you know, I was a bit underwhelmed. I went upstairs to like where the proper like boxed sets were. So like downstairs was like what their displays were and like some pick-a-brick bits and stuff. And then upstairs you had the main pick-a-brick wall and where all of the Lego sets were shelved. I went upstairs, I was looking around, I was like, there's nothing here I really want. And then I saw the Thor goat boat and there was one left. I was like, take that quickly, put that under my arm. And then I got a minifigure, which is... Oh. I got a Lego store exclusive minifigure. A guy in a Union Jack shirt with a bowler hat and an umbrella.
Nice. That would go really well next to my double-decker bus.
Well, I got a couple of those because a couple of my friends wanted ones as well. Because I don't know if America's the same, but over here in the UK, each Lego store more or less has a unique minifigure.
I don't think we got that.
I got a couple of those for my mates to send them as well. And then I also got a mini double-decker bus.
Nice.
Which actually is in my city, like on the road. I have it like as a vehicle going through the city. But yeah, like I didn't really get much because I didn't have chance to look around. Plus, a lot of the stuff was sold out. The pick-a-brick wall was more or less empty, so I couldn't look through to see what I needed from the pick-a-brick wall because I didn't know what was missing and what isn't sold on that wall.
Yeah.
So I was trying to look for those clear pieces ready for when I put all my ships up, and I was I couldn't see them there, so I didn't know if they had sold out or if they just didn't have them because they changed the wall every now and again. So I didn't know if they were ran out or if they just wasn't in that rotation at the time. So I left there kind of more or less empty-handed. And then Forbidden Planet, like the Forbidden Planet in London is really lackluster because it's a really tiny shop, and when it's packed full of people, you can't look around.
Yeah.
Like you just because you're constantly either in someone's way or they're in your way, so you just can't have a decent shop.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Forbidden Planet, but yeah, it was so small. I was like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah, it's so claustrophobic.
And because it was built into a building that wasn't supposed to be a shop, it's got these weird angles and stuff.
Yeah.
Through it.
Yeah, you kind of have to like weave in and out of everything.
Yeah.
Like,
of course, I've been to Forbidden Planet in 20 years.
Still the same.
I need to get, when I get over there next year.
There is another Forbidden Planet near me in Bristol, which is about an hour on the train still. But I think there's a slightly bigger store and it's slightly more laid out. But like when I went to the Disney store, I went to the Disney store for one thing and I left with that one thing.
At least you have a Disney store. I think there's still one in New York and Vegas and Los Angeles and Miami. Nice Stitch.
That was my giant Stitch. That's literally all I went in there for, and this cost me 25 quid.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And it was like I was hunting in that store for ages. I had to ask someone where their Stitch plushies were. And like they didn't even know. I was like, well, I'll have another look. And I was like, and then it was tucked behind a load of Frozen stuff.
That reminds me, Shop Disney. If they have.
But we don't have many Disney stores over here in the UK. I think the only one we really have now is the one that I went to, and it's a massive like Disney superstore basically.
Yeah.
It's got like. So it's got 3 floors. There's a basement, the first floor, and the second floor. Right, the first floor is like the ground floor. And the basement is filled with... So the basement bit is all like dress-up stuff for kids. Second store is how... yeah, exactly, JT. You just have to make another loop round. And then the ground floor is a lot of like their toys and their plushies and everything. And then the second floor it's really small floor. It's their Marvel and Star Wars stuff, and there's not hardly anything up there because it's basically just a corridor. And it's like Disney and Marvel and Star Wars are now Disney's probably like Disney's most paying franchises they have. And so you think for merch and for toy lines, they'd have quite a big area for it.
Yeah, they think those lines are like the redheaded stepchildren.
But they're not. They probably make the most.
They're money makers, but Disney looks at them as the redheaded stepchildren.
I remember like when I went upstairs into like I went and had a look at the Marvel and Star Wars stuff just to have a look because I was trying to find a set of Ahsoka Tano's dual lightsabers, so I really wanted a set. So I was going to put them next to my lightsaber that I have up there on the wall above my Lego set. I was going to have Ahsoka's there as well, but they didn't have any. And I was walking back down to the stairs, and in a glass cabinet in the wall, they had a massive like Stan Lee figure that was probably, the Marvel Legends Galactus Hazgab.
Yeah.
There was a Stan Lee bust that size, and I was looking at it, and it was like $3,000. I was like, I have a credit card on me. I was like, but where would I put a giant Stan Lee bust? It's like,
oh my God. Disney just released a ton of new Haunted Mansion stuff today that I'm having to pick up.
A new film?
No, it's just the normal Haunted Mansion. It's Halloween in Disney, by the way. August 1st is when they switch over to Halloween. So they've got to get this stuff out in the stores already.
That's early.
No,
not for them.
I would have said
September for a lot of stores. That July 4th is over. Now to be honest, having all the Halloween stuff out, and by the end of August, have all the Christmas.
I won't. What are we? July. Give it by the end of the month. My store is going to start having Christmas stock in ready.
Oh yeah, Saturday. I believe it's Saturday is when all the Christmas ornaments hit Hallmark. So
I've got speaking of like stuff to find where to put anything.
Yeah.
I know they're small, but I've got to find somewhere to hang these.
Oh yeah.
I got all six for £8.50 on Amazon.
Yeah.
Which I know they're small, but I got to think where to hang them. Because I've got the mini Power Ranger ones. Let's see if I can take them.
All right. Well, that's got a couple things ordered.
I've got the 6 mini Power Ranger ones.
Yeah. Did you get those? Are those at like Poundland?
So these I got off of In Demand Toys.
Okay.
They had all 6 for like £6, I think it was. So like as I was doing an in demand order anyway for some of the Lightning Collection figures, and I was just scrolling through the rest of the Power Ranger stuff just to have a look. And I saw all 6 for like, I think it was like £6 or £7. I was like, I'll add them into the order. It's £7. It's like it's not going to bump the shipping up anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're so tiny, they'll fit in with the Lightning Collection figures. So I need to start ordering some more Lightning. I think after my holiday, in a couple of weeks, is when I catch up on the Lightning Collection figures that I want. Because I don't collect every single one, just because I don't have the space to get every single Ranger figure.
Yeah.
So I'm just choosing. I get Villains, Red Rangers, Blue Rangers, and Sixth or Auxiliary Rangers. So I get like the additional Rangers that are usually in the teams. And I've got a couple of the comic book ones. I got the Turtle Ranger figures.
Did you see?
Yes. So, like, I would get that one, but I've already got the In Space Silver figure.
Okay.
Because I got.
There's also a blue one in that same packaging that looks like he's a cop or something. That's part of that clearance.
This guy.
Yes.
Blue Centurion. So funny thing is about those boxes, they just started releasing the Ranger lines in those boxes the same time they did it as the Marvel Legends.
Uh-huh.
They're now going back on that and going back to the original clear plastic windowed Ranger boxes because everybody was complaining about quality control issues.
Uh-huh.
Because with those cardboard boxes, you can't tell if there's any paint defects, if there's any accessories missing.
If it's the real figure.
Like yeah. So, and a lot of people were finding figures in like stores that had the wrong figure in. So like people would swap figures in.
Yep.
So like, you know, I don't like those boxes. I don't keep any of the boxes for the figures anyway. The boxes go in the bin.
Yeah.
Because I've got no space to store them, and after I've got nearly 50 Lightning Collection figures now, those boxes, even if they're flat packed, they take up space at that point. That's 50 boxes that I need to flat pack. And so I did keep them in a plastic box. But the box got full up, and I had no other storage for any others. So I just threw them into the recycling. Yeah. I tore out that plastic window. The plastic window went in the normal bin, and the box went in the recycling. I don't think the bin men were very happy with that because I filled up one of our recycling boxes with just Power Ranger boxes. But
hey, it's recycling.
I was recycling them.
Exactly. You're being a good citizen.
Exactly. But yeah, I get why they wanted to swap to the windowless packaging for like environmental reasons. It's saved on plastic and everything.
Well, yeah, but just make it recycled plastic.
Exactly. But also in those boxes, the figures would come wrapped in paper and all the accessories would be in the paper as well. But because they wouldn't be secured in like the plastic packaging, the accessories would get bent, like the weapons would be bent out of shape and everything. So like once they're bent like that and they've been you know, in a box for God knows how long, bent in that certain position, there's no bending it back.
Yeah.
Without it warping or breaking. And yeah, so when I met Dark Lycan, when I met Baz, I only had the Megazord on the very end, this one. and give it probably about 3 years now we've been talking. Yeah. I now have over 40.
Nice.
And I still have more to collect. I'm still missing. I'm only collecting from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to Power Rangers SPD. So that's round about when I watched Power Rangers. I stopped at SPD. And to save on space, because I don't have that much space, I'm only collecting up until when I stopped watching. Given now I've now started watching it again anyway, but we don't talk about that. So I'm still missing. I don't think I'm missing many now. I may be missing, I don't know, about 10-ish, which I have space for. If you see the gaps in between.
Yeah.
In between I'm keeping them all in seasons. So when you see certain gaps, it's right, this is where that Zord goes when I get it. This is where that one goes. This is when that one goes. So I've got it all planned out, and they're on the same steps that my Lightning Collection figures are on. Amazon must love me when I order those steps, because I order 9 at a time. But they're quite good, because even with the Megazords fit on them, and I can fit Megazords behind each one. So again, it saves on space.
Yeah.
Yeah. My next big buy, I think, is to get rid of these big IKEA bookshelves and get some proper display cabinets that have the lights built into them. Like the all glass display units. Then I think the collections would look slightly better.
Yeah.
At the moment, they've got LED strips on the back of the Billy bookcase that I've connected to my Alexa, which I've connected up pretty well, I think, because all I have to say is you know who. If I say power down, it powers the Power Ranger stuff off. And when I say it's morphing time, it turns the lights on. So I use 2 different catchphrases from the show to link up the lights. I was I need to think. I'm thinking of renaming the Lego to Enter the Multiverse or something, or initiate something plan. Like in Iron Man 3, where he says, "On
your left."
Huh?
On your left.
I could do on your left, but Tony says something. Activate House Party Protocol, and all of his suits come out from where he stores them.
That's a good one too.
I might have to think of a little saying to because then all the light kits would come on and the overhead light would come on, so then it would activate the whole cityscape. But the collections are getting slightly out of hand.
Yeah.
I've got 3 Ranger figures there on my 3D printing desk that I don't know where I'm going to put, because I picked them up from a boot sale. I've got 2 Power Ranger figures down on the floor next to me, along with 4 Biker Mice from Mars figures that I don't know where I'm going to put. I got to stop selling at a boot sale, because I'll sell some stuff and then I'll take that money I've just earned and I'll walk around the boot sale and I'll end up buying stuff.
Well, yeah.
I'm not actually making any money here.
That's what happened last time I sold at a show. I made money and then I spent half of it walking around to other people.
Yeah. I need to fill my money pot for a boot sale back up, because I think once we come back from holiday, we're doing another one, which is what that brown box there is stuff that I need to sell. I've got 2 picture frames here that I need to sell. That Captain America one you saw is one that I'm going to be selling. The other ones, I can't remember what the other one is, but it's just stuff that I don't want anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that I'm selling that are in that brown box is I used to collect when I was younger. I used to collect dragon statues. And I'm no longer really interested in collecting them, and I don't really want them anymore. So I'm just trying to sell them. So I done pretty well. I had a little box of all 7 Dragon Balls from the anime.
Oh yeah.
They were like proper glass Dragon Balls. And before I took them to a boot sale, I messaged a mate of mine who likes Dragon Ball. I was like, do you want to buy these off me? 20 quid. I was like, say 25 to include shipping. He was like, yeah. And I like waited nearly 2 weeks for him to like get back to me about buying them. And like he just never replied to my messages. I said, I'll take him to the boot sale. If I don't sell them, I'll message him again.
Yeah.
They were the first thing I sold at the boot sale. All right. I sold them for 10 quid, but it got them sold. It got rid of them.
Yeah, I got them out of the way.
Yeah.
At some point, it's more important to get stuff out of the way than to make a huge profit.
I've got a box downstairs in our understairs cupboard that's literally got loads of stuff in it, but I can't sell it because I'm sending it to a friend. Where I was meant to sell I was meant to send to him the beginning of this year because he's just had to go away for a year for work. So I was like, I'm gonna have to now wait until April next year to send them to him because that's when he's going to be back at his house. As much as like I can send them to him now and his wife's there, so I could send them and then she'll have it there, and for when he comes back, he'll be able to open the box. But I also don't want to inconvenient her to do it. I was like, yeah, I'll just wait. All right, probably in the way downstairs in the cupboard, but it's fine. Or I'll just throw it in my suitcase when I go over to Germany next year, and I'll just hand deliver it all to him. But then that's gonna put my suitcase, like weigh my suitcase down.
Yeah, that's why when I go to Disney, I just ship everything back. I can't be bothered to put it in my suitcase.
Because I'm only going for a week. So I'm going to Germany and then I'm going to the Netherlands and then coming home. So I'm spending a couple of days in Germany, a couple of days in the Netherlands, and coming home. I'm not checking a suitcase at the airport. I'm taking it as a carry-on.
Yeah.
So I have a carry-on suitcase and I'll have my rucksack. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Because we're
guys. That's all we need.
My rucksack is basically just going to have all my camera equipment in because I'm going to be vlogging my entire trip.
Oh, cool.
And then, so I have all of that in. I'll have like other bits and pieces that I may need when I'm out and about in my rucksack, like a power bank and stuff like that, so I can charge my phone while I'm out and stuff. And then all my clothes in my suitcase. And I've just said to myself, if I end up buying anything, I'm just going to ship it home.
Yeah.
Because more or less, by the time I get home, it'll probably be delivered to my address anyway.
True.
Especially so I've got a real addiction to a certain German chocolate. And I just know that if I see that German chocolate while I'm over there, I'm going to end up buying loads of it. And I'm just going to have to ship it home. So I've decided that whatever I buy, if I can't fit it in my carry-on bag...
That might be more problematic than anything, just because of the heat.
Yeah. So I said, if I buy stuff and I can't fit it in my carry-on bag or my rucksack, I'm shipping it home.
Ship your clothes home, take the chocolate on the plane.
No, because I'll sit there and eat it all.
Well, true.
Make sure to get a whole bunch of peppernews cookies while you're at it.
Cookies.
Whenever my mate sends me some German chocolate and canned sweets and snacks every now and again. And whenever he sends this certain chocolate, I always put in the messages, how long till all of this chocolate is cooked? This chocolate is gone. It was like, well, I sent you 5 bags, so I should say a week, but I know you, so I'll say 2 days. And I'll message him like an hour later, I was like, I've already gone through 3 bags. It's really nice. And like when I'm sat here at my computer, especially, like if I'm playing on the Xbox or I'm watching YouTube, I just sit there and just eat. So I don't realise how much I'm actually eating until it's all gone. I'm like,
so you reach for that last one, you're like, hey.
I was like, I finished a bag. I'll open another one. And I'll just do that. I do the same with Pepsi. I have another can of Pepsi on my desk. As soon as I get nearly empty, I get another can ready to open straight away.
I have given up soda, and have for, unless we're at like a restaurant or something, I might have one, but I gave it up about 4 years ago, and I don't miss it a lot. Now, every once in a while when we're out, I'll have a Coke or a Pepsi, and I'm like, oh man, that was good.
Yeah.
Or Dr. Pepper. And then Dr. Pepper brought out those new cream sodas. I was like, oh man, that's good.
I drink Pepsi Max, which is probably just as bad for you as normal Pepsi.
Yeah.
But I also have at least 1 can of this a day.
Ooh.
Those will kill you.
Yeah, those will literally kill you.
Well, to be honest, 1 can a day. I've done quite well going down to 1 can a day, because to go back 10 years ago, I used to drink 10 a day, as well as take Pro Plus, which is a caffeine tablet.
Jesus.
They had a brand of that called Assault. It was the one and only one I ever tried. It turned me purple and I hit the floor. It was the first and only energy drink I've ever drank. My son at the time freaked out because I turned purple and hit the floor. Yeah. And when I came to, it felt like somebody had punt kicked me in the jaw. And I said, never again.
I used to have a boss who would have, in an 8-hour period, he would have at least 3 of those every single shift. And he didn't feel good. And he went to the doctor, and the doctor did some tests and stuff and said that he needs to give up drinking. And Scott said, I don't drink. And he said, well, your liver looks like you do. And the Monsters and Red Bull and all that other stuff had taken his liver to the point where they thought he was an alcoholic because his liver had so much damage to it. He stopped cold turkey that next day. Oh my God, he was the worst person to work with for like 2 weeks while he was kicking that caffeine habit. I wanted to stab him every day.
So when I used to drink at least 10 a day and take caffeine tablets, I was working 14-hour shifts at the age of 19.
Yeah.
I needed it. I would literally go.
No, you're 19. That's the thing. These Zoomers think they need energy drinks. You're 19. You should have the energy.
No.
We didn't have those energy drinks when me and John were 19, and we did just fine.
I was doing college as well as 14-hour shifts, so.
I told my son drinks 1 or 2 Nosses, and I told him, you already know what happened to me with Monster. Why do you drink that crap?
Well, when I went on a tour of Budweiser has a facility here, and they actually used to make Red Bull. And when they told us what one of the main ingredients in Red Bull was, it's like, no, okay, I'm good with that. I don't need bull testicles. Thank you, though.
They don't do that anymore.
I don't think they do it anymore, but I couldn't prove it. So no, I'm good.
Yeah, isn't that what like one of the main ingredients in taurine was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. See, JT's right. We didn't beat Hitler on energy drinks.
So I don't drink them anymore for the energy. I drink them because I quite like the taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did another documentary, didn't he?
Yeah.
He also done what? He done Super Size Me, which he ate McDonald's for like a month. And then he done Super High Me.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, he was a kind of a one-note wonder who just kind of disappeared eventually when everybody found out he was lying.
I can remember what class was it? I was at school. I think it was geography for some reason. And we were watching Super Size Me throughout our geography classes. Uh-huh. Like we were watching the whole documentary split over like each week, or like how many classes we had a week of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched Super Size Me, and I was like 13, 14 when I was at that point at school. And what the hell? Like, why would you do that to yourself? Even I was thinking that at that point.
They've already disproved that many times.
Yeah.
The problem is that you can eat McDonald's every meal. You don't have to get a Big Mac meal, supersize the meal, all that. Now, his thing was if somebody asked him to supersize it, he would. But they've had people who've actually lost quite a bit of weight by eating McDonald's every day.
Yeah, they had a guy on the Today Show not too long ago.
Yeah. I mean, he's made tons of documentaries, but, you know, also he comes from like most documentarians, he comes from a certain point of view.
Yeah.
And he only picks the stuff that makes whatever his side has done, look good. And that's why I don't, you know, I love history documentaries because they're generally not like that. You know, if you have somebody who's made a pharmaceutical industry one, they're always coming from the side of anti-pharmaceuticals, which I'm not a big fan of anyway, but I don't need to hear a 2-hour preach about it. I can watch a 10-minute YouTube video on, you know, how this drug is not good for you or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, I got to get going, guys. I got stuff I got to do today.
Yeah.
Thanks for dropping by, Peaky, John. Good to see you guys. We'll be back tomorrow.
Happy to jump 9. In.
And we'll be doing this next. We're doing this tomorrow.
Oh, that one looks fun.
If there's time, I may work on bag 14 of Rivendell and finish that off. So we'll see. Like we were talking about earlier, I think this week we're going to stick to the 9 a.m. time slot, and then next week I think I'm going to move it to 10, so that's a little easier for people that aren't. It's not first thing in the morning, and we'll try and keep it from like 10 to noon. You know, a nice 2-hour block.
That's 5 p.m. for me. So
yeah, that's 5 p.m. your time. So by the time it's about half over, whatever, Rum will be home, and you know that more people from the pond can see it. Everybody here will still be working, but you know. So, what else got going on? That's about it. So, I found my Scooby-Doo set that I'm going to build week after next, I think, and I may put up a poll on YouTube in the community tab about what set I'm going to build next week for the week. I think it might end up being the Indiana Jones set with the rolling ball.
Oh, from Raiders.
Yeah, from Raiders, because I've got that Indy set, and then I've got this one. So we could just make it an Indy week. So this has got the falling things.
Right, that's the temple where the ark was, right?
Yeah, this is the Well of the Souls.
Okay.
So, and it comes with a Sala and a Marion and an Indy and a Mummy. So that's always fun.
I'm torn which one I want to see you do. I think the rolling ball one looked cool, but that one looked just as cool when you held it up to the camera.
Yeah, I think I might start the week with the rolling ball one, and then if there's time at the end of the week, like maybe I finish this on Wednesday, then Thursday we'll throw this together or something. So, collecting the cool, what is up, sir? We are just wrapping up for today, but we will be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. my time, which is what time your time, Pinky, do I start?
4 p.m.
4 p.m. So, and I know that's a weird time. I just did it because I didn't want to lose my whole day, but now it's getting to be in the 90s. I'm not going outside. So today I'm going to do a couple things. I'm grabbing some groceries, and then I don't need to leave the house for the rest of the week. I have to go to the comic book store. There's things I need to do today that I can then not have to do. The only thing I have to do tomorrow is then go to the post office for John and a couple other things. So I got some stuff for super awesome for the giveaway I got to get off to him. So
yeah, John Shivorson messaged me the other day about the prize I won on his Jeopardy. I can't remember what I won on that Jeopardy round now.
Glad you had a good time. Come back anytime on my stream, his stream. We love people. There's always a pretty good crowd on Salacious's. I want to thank everybody who came by. There's 12 likes on the stream. If you haven't liked it already, please do. That's actually probably more likes than we've had on a stream in a while. I'd like to get up to like 30 likes on a stream, but I've had a hard time passing 10. And of course, over on Twitch, hi Twitch, there's no one.
And if you haven't already, subscribe.
Hit the bell, both to me and Peaky, John, everybody, just, sub to whoever, because you don't have to watch us as much as, the sub means something. I was losing lots of subs every week for some reason, which I think was just them getting rid of old accounts and some ghost people.
I go through that occasionally. I'll notice my sub count drop a couple, and I think it's just like old accounts being purged from the YouTube database.
It was weird. I was losing like 10 to 15 a week.
I've only really got, I think in the 2 years I've been doing it, I think I may have lost, maybe 10.
Yeah. See, I was down. I was up around 2,200. And then I dropped all the way to 2120.
That's a dream right there, to get to 2200.
And I'm at 2150 now, because I've gained back the ones I lost plus a couple extra new ones.
I'd love to get that high. I'm at 389 at the moment.
I'm at the big 5.
At the big 5. I'm sub to you, John. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I can't. It don't even let me see actually who subbed to me when I try and look. So
it generally won't. On the main screen, it's got a thing that says your top. Sometimes your top people will be on there.
Yeah.
But like, I don't generally.
I think it's a setting you have in your YouTube account where if you want people to know if you've subbed to them or not.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people check that box, which is fair enough.
Like I'm just looking at mine now, and I got a couple of new people who have signed up who have had like 300-400 subs, so I want to make sure I sub back to them.
Yeah, I always try to sub back.
Yeah,
like I know that I of course subbed to you, Chris, and I subbed to G-Force Racing, and of course I know I did. For you too, I'm sure.
Yeah,
because I subbed to Vader Girl and you, Peaky, and Darth Blade. So I know I subbed a whole bunch. But I know I don't do a whole lot of video. I don't post all the time.
Yeah.
That's probably part of what hurts me anyway.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to get better at. I mean, not just with these dailies, but I actually, tomorrow after I'm done with the stream, I need to shoot like 6 videos. And because I've got a whole bunch of stuff I've stacked up over the weeks that I really want to go through and get done. But I just never seem to have the time. I've got some trading cards I need to go through. I have some Funko stuff I need to go through. I've got this Target clearance stuff I need to go through. I got a lot of stuff I probably have at least 6 videos I need to get finished. That I haven't even. I need to get videos recorded. But the thing is, like, as soon as I get home from work is when I usually do my video recording. Yeah.
Because like not many people are in the house, and it's just easier for me. But this week we've got a bathroom being refit.
Oh, cool.
So I can't record during the day because there's a lot of banging, and like today was literally just all banging and drilling because they were taking everything out and taking all the tiles off the wall.
Yeah.
So like couldn't do any filming today, and it's now in the evening, and other people are now in the house and stuff. It's like,
yeah,
can't really do it now.
Yeah.
So this week is going to be, I think it's going to be an off week for recording, but I might be able to do a few streams in the evening.
Well, and I know that on Friday at some point, I think we're going to go see Mission Impossible. So me and Keith,
I really want to see that.
A review of Mission Impossible 14.
It feels like it's 14.
But it's really only 7. And I'm like, really? It just feels like there's been more. And I think it's because sometimes I get those confused with Fast and the Furious.
But there's 10 of those.
Yeah.
See, I hate when they do the such and such part 1.
Yeah. Well, these are the last 2 Mission Impossible movies with Tom Cruise.
Well, he said the other day, I read a thing that he said he wants to do them until he's 80.
Yeah, but he was doing that because he said he wanted to be like Harrison Ford when he grew up.
Yeah.
And so, you know, who doesn't want to be to start with? But he's getting hurt too often.
He's 60. He's 62 now.
He's 62. He's 10 years older than me, and I couldn't run, you know, half the distance that he goes across the bridge.
Look at the Mission Impossible before this one with Henry Cavill in it. He broke his foot and carried on filming.
And they left it in the. Yeah, they left it in the movie.
Yeah, he broke his foot like jumping from building to building, and then he carried on shooting that scene running across the rooftops.
And then he was done, and he's like, "I think I've hurt myself."
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, I think I've broken my foot. I heard it crack."
Yeah, he's got to. You know,
well, that's because he does.
Jackie Chan was good at that too. Get hurt.
Oh yeah. Well, and Jackie Chan said the other day, he's, you know, even in his new stuff, he says he's not doing his own most of his own stunts anymore. He says he's too old and he breaks easier.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because Tom Cruise.
And he trains all them young guys now to do it. So.
Oh yeah, now he's big into training them and doing some directing on his own and stuff.
Well, like, Tom Cruise does a lot of his own stunts, doesn't he? So
yeah,
like,
most of them.
He's hanging off the side of the plane. He did that, and I was like, I wouldn't even do that. Like, as a stunt professional, I wouldn't do that.
Well, and Harrison Ford got hurt on multiple different movies. The last
he really hurt himself on Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom, when he gets that guy and he throws him over the top, that's when he tore his back apart, and that really screwed up shooting that and Return of the Jedi. And then the most recent one, he was in a fight. He was staging a fight with Mads Mikkelsen, and somehow tore something in his shoulder, and it shut production down for 6 weeks.
At some point, you just don't do your own stunts anymore.
Yeah, I love that the older, and you know, Tom's not necessarily the old school, but the older school actors who are, if my face is going to be on camera, I want to be able to do it. If you're doing a way back shot, like this next movie is insane. They built a whole train so they could crash it to start with, and they're doing a huge fight on top of a train live.
Yeah,
and it's like,
I think
you don't need to do that.
I think from what I heard, the next 2 films that are planned for Mission Impossible are going. Some shots are going to be shot in space.
I would not be surprised.
They're going to be shot. Well, they're not going to be actually in space. They're going to be like in the atmosphere as you're entering space. Yeah.
Well, I think didn't they do something like that in Mission Impossible 4 when they did the vomit comet, and they did a fight. Guys are
look at that scene where he jumped into that water thing. Like, that was all live. Like, him and the woman had to train for months on holding their breath, and even then they said you're not going to be able to hold your breath. You got like this window to get what you want to do in the water, and then we need to get you out. He stayed in the water for even longer than what he should have had to.
Yeah, he's nuts. But we'll probably have a review for that on Thursday or Friday. I don't know when we're going. Sometimes we have a buddy who works at a theater, so he gets early tickets. So we'll see. Don't know if there's a popcorn bucket. If there is, we might get it. And then the week after that, we're going to go see Barbie, more than likely. And then we'll go see Haunted Mansion.
God's sake, that Barbie movie.
I still want one of those Indiana Jones cups, though. I cannot lie.
I've got to try and drive around and see if I can't find them, but most people said they sold out too fast. So
I don't know if I want to watch that Barbie film, but I did a reaction to the trailer of that, and it got me 3,000 views. I was like,
I think that I think it's just going to be one of those crazy films that for no reason it shouldn't be good, but it probably is going to be.
Yeah, it's like
and then it's going to be like, you know, it's going to be like Clueless and stuff like that. That's kind of a cult classic for the time.
Yeah.
I said to Shanti about that the other day. I messaged Shanti about something, and she said she was seeing Barbie. I was like, I don't know if I want to watch that or not. And she's like, it's going to be like Elf. It's going to be just one of those instant hits that people are going to talk about forever.
Yeah, it's going to be exactly like Elf. Elf survived not only because it was a decent movie, but because it's a Christmas movie.
I don't like
Elf. Played all the time at Christmas.
Yeah.
I'll hold my hands up and say that I don't like Elf.
I don't mind Elf. I don't particularly like Will Ferrell.
That's why I don't like Elf. I
don't like everybody else in the movie, but I don't really like him when he's the star of something.
I don't like his version of comedy.
Yeah.
It's like those 3 episodes that he's in the American Office. I have to skip those 3 episodes because I just don't find him funny.
Yeah.
And those 3 episodes aren't really important to The Office anyway.
Yeah, I like him when he's a co-star and stuff, like in Zoolander, or in what was this?
Blade to Glory.
Yeah, you know, stuff like that. That's, you know, I like him in those, but I don't actually particularly like him as a main actor.
No.
But oh well. All right, guys. Well, thanks again, and we'll catch you all tomorrow morning. We'll be here and building, and we'll go from there. So next time,
everybody stay safe.